Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin. Wake up!
Well, greetings live from the Windy City, everybody. It's Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. If you are watching on the YouTube feed, it does look a little bit like we've been captured and we are hostages. So I just want my mom and dad to know that I love you, my kids, my wife. I love you. Hope to be home soon. Do everything they tell you. It sounds pretty good, though, in my ear. These mics are fantastic. And I got the whole crew here in Chicago right now. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. And Benjamin Higgins, friendly neighborhood sports anchor, weatherman, anchor. He does it all. Hi, buddy.
Challenge the pitch. Challenge it. Yes, it's good to be here. And these are nice studios for a guest studio here in Chicago. We're sitting in the lap of luxury. It's bare bones on the walls, but other than that, we cannot complain with our setup here.
Well, no, it's more about our view, like the view of us that they're seeing right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? The studio itself is nice. You got a view outside behind Paulie. You can't really see it on the live stream, but man, this is weird. It's weird. I'll say it's weird to be broadcasting in this legendary building at this legendary station, and we are here doing that. And we got in yesterday, and I would say as far as travel days go, I'd say it was like a 9 out of 10. I mean, really, it was pretty uneventful.
Long day, but it's always a long day.
It was really, really long. We got up. Ben and his mom picked me up at about 4:45 a.m. and, set the alarm for the normal time that I usually get up, and got out to the airport, jumped on the plane, went to the lounge. Ben got us access to his fancy people lounge, and that was great. Had
Perfect,
a nice breakfast, nice coffee, visited, and then we got on the plane. It was amazing. Got in and out like a 4-hour flight, piece of cake. We touched down, though, and we ran into a little bit of trouble. And old Jinxer over here to my left.
This is unbelievable.
This is incredible. He has to do this all the time. He does this all the time. He never learns, number one. So we pull it. I mean, we land and it's, they slam the brakes on and we're like, all right, here we go. So I hear from behind me. Now, Paul and I are sitting next to each other. Ben's right behind me. And I hear this. This will be the time when the captain comes over the loudspeaker and says that our gate's not ready and we're going to be delayed. Mm-hmm. And I go, why don't you shut the beep up? That's what I said out loud in the plane. Hey, why don't you shut the up?
Said
the flight attendant was sitting in her jump seat. She started laughing.
She was in the jump seat.
Yeah, her laughing.
You said, Ben, no, because what happened was Ben goes, I have a feeling, they're about to tell us that they don't have a gate ready for us, and we're going to have to wait for about 30 or 25 minutes.
Yep.
And within 30 seconds, the pilot came on and he goes, unfortunately, we got here a little early and we don't have a gate. So they would like us to wait on the runway for the next about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
And Ben goes, I was 5 minutes off. And he goes, you know me, though. I'd rather be right than early.
Yep.
And that's when you turned around and you go, hey, why don't you try shutting the F up?
Yeah.
And the flight attendant
starts laughing.
crapping up.
And I go, I go, God. And then he's narrating us in. Okay, we're sitting there looking out the window, and he goes, and from behind me again, I hear this. Okay, so that plane off to the, and he's talking to no one. He's talking to himself, but this is out loud.
The poor woman next to him.
The poor woman next to him, stranger. He goes, now this plane's going to want to get out of the way. We're going to go left, and here we go. We're going to go left, left, left. We're going to go left, and we're going to park at this gate. And if I had a knife, I would have turned around and stabbed you in your leg.
I was 100% right about everything.
You were, but
you were.
You were absolutely right.
I was just preparing you emotionally because I think you felt like we were going to have a nice, smooth, just slide right into the gate and be early.
I've flown before. I fly more than you do. Nobody's flown in this building more than me. Nobody. I flew 50,000 miles last year. I had delays. I lost baggage. What do you think I am? Some rube from the middle of Kansas with a piece of straw in my mouth? I've never flown before. I know what I'm doing.
I felt a little bit like it, though, because I had really never flown first class before.
Right.
That was...
Never?
Not really, no.
That surprises me.
That surprises the hell out of me.
I know. Well, I mean, in San Diego, you fly Southwest most of the time.
Yeah.
Like the majority of my flights have been Southwest, which you don't even have the option. And I knew it was better. I mean, you can see by walking past it. It's better. There's more leg room. It's more comfortable. But now having experienced it on a 4-hour-plus flight, I can safely say it's obscene how much better it is. It's like obscene that they put like 10 people up there to live in the lap of luxury.
Yeah, the rest in the back.
And the rest, everybody just jammed into the back like sardines.
It really is like the greatest attainable luxury.
Yeah.
Like anybody can do it. Anybody can buy it. You got to afford it, but anybody can buy it.
Our tickets were paid for, right? For this trip. And so they are like, hey, man, you guys want to upgrade for $140 each? Yes, 1,000. Now, on the way back, we will be crammed into coach because it's 1,000 a seat. I'm not doing it. It's not worth 1,000 a seat.
But it was definitely worth 140 or whatever it was. I mean,
there's no doubt.
It was so comfortable. I usually get off of a flight feeling so miserable.
Sore, tired.
Yeah, I've been just crammed in tight and my legs don't fit in front of me.
Yeah.
I had more than enough room. I'm 6'4". I had plenty of room. It's ridiculous how much room that they give people up in first class.
It's got to be the best upgrade of like
upgrades,
whatever the basic, the normal is that you're used to. And then the easy upgrade, not the easy, but the expensive upgrade. Good God. It made such a difference.
I don't know what you were just saying. I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means?
It's got to be the easiest.
Like the best upgrade.
Like of all the things to upgrade in life.
Like I would love to upgrade to a Porsche, whatever.
But
or if you go Corvette or Ferrari.
If you go rental car and you've picked
you go from mid-size to intermediate, and they're like, or whatever.
We'll give you a Cadillac for $1
$100 more. You can have this Lamborghini.
Right.
You're like, yeah.
No, you're right. It is the best available upgrade a human can get. I'm pretty sure. Because if you go to a hotel, oh, sir, we'll upgrade your room. It's a little better. That's kind of cool.
Higher floor,
which is kind of a pain in the ass because you got to get more people.
But it's most likely not a whole entire different experience.
No, it was so what did you get? You really took advantage. You were sucking down mimosas.
I did. She offered me a mimosa. I said, great, I will take your mimosa. That was nice. Had some coffee. I saw Woods thinking, man, he's gone hard. It was like 7:15 and I see her bringing this glass of brown liquid and I'm going, is he getting an old fashioned this early in the morning, or is that just straight whiskey? Like he just went right to the whiskey on the rocks.
Just a big vat.
It was just huge, like a huge thing of blended scotch. I wasn't sure what you went with, so I asked you after the flight, and you told me
it was apple juice.
Apple juice.
Ben was like, "Are you drinking whiskey?"
Yeah, it was apple juice. No, it's a little cup of apple juice. It was my meal wasn't that great. My oatmeal bake was very bland, but the yogurt was fantastic. The fruit was great. So we get in and Ben does the play-by-play that narrates the entire parking experience for the plane. Then we get out, wait for our luggage. We get our luggage, no problem. Wait for our driver to come get us, and he showed up eventually. And then
he was confused because we were supposed to be at a different gate on the other side of the airport, and since we arrived early and they moved us to the other side of the airport, so you had to drive all the way around and find us. It was
so he got us, and we're driving, and I'm like, all right, man, we'll be at the hotel in like 15-20. It's a Sunday afternoon. Paulie goes, oh no. And he holds up his phone and it's like 58 minutes and it's all red. And I'm like, ah. But it's fine. Our rooms, we timed it out perfectly because our rooms were ready right when we walked in the door. Chilled for a while in the hotel. Went to a delicious gentleman's dinner last night at Gibson's, which was just incredible. I wanted to get your honest assessment of Gibson's. I was nervous about it. I wanted to impress you.
Steak was perfectly cooked.
Yeah.
Good old school Chicago vibe. But my favorite part of the evening was getting the tour of your neighborhood.
Man.
Woods toured us around his old Gold Coast neighborhood where he lived and worked when he was here in Chicago. And I mean, so many different places. He kept walking down the street. Well, this used to be this, and I used to work here. And then this used to be this, and I work here. And then when we saw the place where you lived, really very cool. Honestly, it's a very neat part of Chicago, and it was fun to get to walk through it and have a little nostalgia with Woods.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I get weird here. It's a weird feeling when I come back here because I wasn't the greatest human when I was here, and it's weird to come back and look at the streets that you used to, just defile. And I think about my parents a lot because I put them through a lot of hell when I was in here particularly. And so mom and dad, if you're listening and watching, I'm sorry. It brings back some bad memories, brings back some great memories, but I really had some great times here, Ben. Too good of times, though, is what I mean. It was just like, obviously had to get out, got out at the right time. Everything worked out for me perfectly as it should have, but it is weird coming back, man. It's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of regrets, a lot of like, oh God, I was kind of not the best dude at that time, but it's fun. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. We walked all the way down to where I live, my apartment, where I lived with my brother, and then walked you down to the Oak Street beach. And because it's just a couple blocks away, we walked down Michigan Avenue after that. It was awesome, man. So beautiful.
Yeah. We got back to the hotel and you decided to get a little work done and turn in. Paulie and I enjoyed the rooftop lounge at our hotel where the tier ones are going to be staying. By the way, good morning to all the tier ones who are currently maybe at the airport, like through security and waiting to get on their flights to join us here in Chicago for the next couple of days. Looking forward to having you. And thanks for spending some time with us. But Paulie and I went up to the rooftop, had a cocktail each. And then I tried to turn in. I tried to go to bed, but it was still only like 9:30, 10. And I'm going like, but that's 7:30 our time. And I had no hope. So I'm just sitting there laying awake and watching replay of like the PGA Tour from earlier in the day. And it's just like the commercials that come on, and they're weird here. There were strange commercials. There was the automatic exerciser, like it just spins your legs around under your desk. I don't know if that would be something we could have one in the studio. It exercises for you. It just keeps your legs churning for the entire time you're sitting down in the day. And they still had an ad for phone sex, which I didn't know was still a thing, but they actually like advertised it on television, like 1-800-PHONE-SEXY, I think it was. And I was going, is that still a thing in the year 2026?
He's like, let me check this out real quick. Let me see what's happening.
You called it, didn't you?
I did not call it because I figured I don't want a $900 charge on my phone because that's how they used to get you.
Yeah, they get you real good. So you didn't try it?
I didn't try it, but I was stunned that it still existed with the internet and everything. I thought that was a thing of like decades ago, but apparently, or at least in Chicago, they still advertise such things.
That's fascinating. Well, we're wired different because you're laying there going, it's 9:30, but it's not. It's 7:30. I'm laying there going, oh my God, it's 9:30. Right? I gotta get my head around getting some sleep. Now I woke up this morning my alarm went off at 5:20 or something, or I think we said we were going to meet down in the lobby at 6:55, which is weird because it's 8:15 here.
Right.
And so I set my alarm for maybe like 6:05 or 6:10, but I woke up at 5 and I go, I felt great. And I go, why is it bright out? What time is it? And I have no idea.
It was like midday in our hotel rooms,
yes.
wasn't it? It was like midday at 5 a.m.
Yes, dude. It was pretty insane, but I fell back asleep and woke up again. But man, it's good to be here with all of you guys today. Obviously not the series that we really wanted to talk about. Dropped 2 or 3 to the Dodgers again. And they're just they look so mid against the LA Dodgers. It's not even funny. I feel like they just roll over I do. I just feel like
Friday they look great.
Friday they look
fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 days were obviously just awful.
Horrible.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but I don't think, had they won yesterday's game, it doesn't mean that the Padres are better than the Dodgers. The Dodgers are the better team.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, I don't want to disappoint Padres fans by breaking that news to you if you didn't already know it, but the Dodgers are the best team in the National League. They will be all the way through. It doesn't mean that they will win the World Series again, because that's not how the playoffs always work, but they're clearly the best team in baseball. And the Padres took 1 out of 3 against the best team in baseball. This is ultimately a succcuseful homestand at 4-2.
4-2 is successful.
When you win the first 4 and lose the last 2, it always feels a whole lot worse than, losing the first 2 and winning the next 4. But take the 4-2 homestand against the Braves and the Dodgers. And now this is actually a much more important series the next 3 days against the Chicago Cubs, a team that you are essentially, tied with basically in the wild card race. These are the games that the Padres really need to show up and play well over the next 3 days. And I'm glad we are going to be here live at Wrigley Field watching them play the next three days.
Me too. People that are coming, you're asking me. I've had people DMing me. All right, so I think I've screwed this whole thing up. Just shocker. But got people that are coming that aren't on this trip with us, with Hop Run Tours. And by the way, Hop Run Tours, you guys have knocked this out of the park.
Crushed it.
It's been incredible. So they keep asking me, Woodsy, I'm coming in with my dad, or I'm coming in with my girl. Would love to meet up and say hello. So I've been telling people, I think Tuesday is the best day for a meetup in the 4th inning. Am I right?
Yes.
You are correct.
That's not the day we're in the
No, we
off
will
campus.
be, we will be sitting in the bowl at Wrigley Field.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday evening. 4th inning.
4th inning.
Right around 8:15.
Yeah, I don't know what concourses are not like Petco though. It's not like there's big giant open spaces to meet, but do you know like a place where we can go meet people?
I don't remember. I've been to Wrigley Field, but it's been a long, long time. So we can ask our special guest coming in if there's a better place to meet. But I think, I go up behind where home plate is, and if it's small, we'll figure out an area. I would say 4th inning, just go up there and do that. Okay, good. I didn't screw this up.
No, you're right.
Entirely.
Tuesday meet up for anyone who's in town and wants to say hello.
Yeah.
4th inning.
Yeah, if you're in town, want to say hi, that'd be great. It's the outpouring of messages that I've got that people are coming is crazy. So I think, like Paulie said yesterday, when the schedule gets dropped, people are like, Chicago, late June, I'm in. And I mean, I'll tell you, this city right now, it's crazy busy. I mean, crazy busy. We were walking around last night. It's usually really big. It's a big city. Boy, it feels different, doesn't it? Like, it feels different. I've seen a ton of Padres fans around here. I've seen a ton of Cubs fans that live in other places, flying in, staying in the hotels. It's electric out there. And you laugh, but I'm really glad that I brought my sound machine, because you can hear every word to every song that's blasting from the street. Every single word.
Cars driving by, blasting music is loud.
Sirens.
It could shake the hotel building.
Yes. We ran into some guys last night. They're on these little, they look like motorcycles. But they're like tricycles. They're 3-wheelers. Like, 2 in the front, 1 in the back.
Like premium go-karts almost.
Like the Batmobile, they had in one of the movies, the 3-wheeler version. Yeah.
I think it's a 2-seater. I think there's a seat behind and a seat in front.
I don't know what they call them.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we ran into them last night, and they scared the S out of us, because we're standing on the corner, and these dudes roll up.
There's 4 of them?
4 of them. It's the loudest. It's louder than a Limp Bizkit concert. Like, you're standing there, like, dude, there's no way you could drive around like this. Dude, there's no way.
They had the neon lights. Yeah, they had everything.
And as loud as it could possibly be, right? And then you just hear them up the street, but the music is playing so loud.
But all 4 of them are playing different songs.
Yes. It's a cluster.
As loud as possible. It's not the same music. They're all playing their own thing as they pull up to the streetlights downtown. It's just
so loud.
A cacophony of noise.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, how was everyone's weekend before? You got to do something pretty cool.
I did on Saturday night.
We've defined on this show we have different definitions of cool,
Right.
I think, but you got to do something new and fresh in your long media career.
I did, filling in on Saturday, both on the news desk, and then for the first time ever, I was asked to anchor the weather on Channel 10 on Saturday night.
Do they call it anchoring the weather?
Yeah, the weather anchor for the evening, and the sports anchor, the weather anchor, and the news anchor. And I was all three rolled up into one. Not sure we've ever had that done before at Channel 10, but everybody else was going out to the Emmy Awards. So I said, yeah, I'll come in and work on a Saturday night. And
were you the DD every time in college? Makes me sad, man.
I know.
Makes me sad.
They did look like they had a good time.
They look like they had the time of their lives.
Every picture I saw from all of your colleagues, I'm like, there's the group photo, and I'm just
having a ball.
No Ben.
And here's my guy. My guy.
Guy that's been there 30 years.
Our guy. Our sweet angel.
He's just holding the fort down for everybody else.
You guys go. Have fun. I'll be here. I was furious. I was actually furious.
But I got to do something for the first time, which was very cool.
That's how they sold him on that, by the way. Hey, you've never done this before.
Do the weather, right?
Have you ever cleaned out the supply closet? It's awesome.
I spent a couple of days training with our friend and meteorologist Megan Perry on, how to read the forecast and get in the green screen and do the maps and use the clicker and everything. And I think for the most part, it went really well. Paulie, do we have audio/video for everybody? This was my very first weathercast in the 6 p.m. on Saturday night on Channel 10.
Now, at this point, you may be thinking, Ben is not usually on my TV on Saturday night, and I definitely don't remember him doing the weather. You are correct, and I'd like to wish good luck to many of my colleagues who are attending the 52nd Annual Pacific Southwest Regional Emmy Awards tonight. Little known fact, even if you do win an Emmy, if you want one of the statues, you have to buy it yourself. All right, let's take a live look outside. Kind of depends on where you are. Cloudy in La Jolla, but some clearer skies down in Vista. For everyone who is out and about, here are your current temperatures around San Diego. Mostly the high 60s along the coast right now. A little bit warmer inland, but it's going to be the wind that we're keeping an eye on. It was gusting in the mountains.
Look at that guy.
He's a
GD Pro, man. Look at him.
42, even up to 45 as you go out toward El Centro through the 8 freeway. Effect for our desert communities until 11 p.m. tomorrow, and that was extended by another 12 hours earlier today. Expect widespread gusts of 25 to 30 miles per hour and isolated gusts over 50 up to maybe 60 miles an hour in both the deserts and the mountains. So what's causing it? Well, let's take a look at the Pacific coast, and we've got a storm to our north that's bringing in the cooler temperatures and the winds and the stubborn marine layer.
What's a marine layer?
All the way to the end of
I'm really
month.
nervous at this point.
Taking a look at tomorrow's highs, and again,
it's the marine layer.
This goes on for a long time, but I don't think we have to listen to the whole thing. But for the most part, it went very smooth.
That is so
well
good.
done.
Well done.
Thank you.
Number one, it still bums me out that you weren't out there raging. All right.
Why did you have to add that little nugget at the beginning? Just so everybody knows they have to pay for these.
I just peel the curtain back.
I mean,
I think it's unfair that you have to pay. It
feels a little bit like crapping on their parade.
I wasn't trying to. I thought it was unfair that everyone has to pay for their own award. Like you should, if you win, someone should just give it to you and you get to take it home.
Well, I agree. He's like, did you guys see Rob last night with that beautiful blonde? Turns out she's a prostitute. He's like, hey, I needed a date.
You can't buy it if you don't win it. It's not like I'm just buying an Emmy award for myself. You have to win it first. They just make you pay for the statue, which I've always thought was a little, I don't know, that just felt wrong to me that you have to pay.
Can you
for
imagine
the
like Leonardo DiCaprio wins best actor at the Academy Awards, and Ben just
$162, please,
Ben
Leo.
just stands up and he goes, "That's not the real trophy.
He has to pay
doesn't even
for
get
that.
to keep it.
You got to pay for that, I guess." Oh. You're really something else. But you knocked it out of the park. I mean, I've never heard of a marine layer, but
a marine
layer. But but the thing is like
El Centro.
You've already anchored. You've already done sports. You also got to throw this. A lot of talking.
My head was spinning a little bit. In fact, the toughest part of the whole thing was moving from the desk to the chroma key, the green screen, which is on the other corner of the studio. And I have to walk kind of around some cameras to get over there. And had a little bit of a fumble incident there. I don't know if you heard it.
I didn't.
About 25 to 30 seconds in, as I was walking over from the desk to the green screen, I kicked over the trash can inside in the studio because I was looking down and I just knocked it right over. Like, guess I'll just leave that there. Hopefully nobody. I wasn't on camera, but
I missed it
you didn't
entirely.
Hear it. It was, if you listen closely.
Oh, I have to hear this
you
now.
You can hear the audio. So go to about 26, 27 seconds in, Paulie, and play it again and see if you can hear me kicking over the trash can.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He's learning the new
He's
board.
learning the new board over here.
There's a new board. It's crazy.
Win an Emmy. If you want one of the statues, you have to buy it yourself. All right, let's take a live look outside. Kind of depends on where you are. Cloudy in La Jolla, but some clearer skies down in Vista.
Oh, I heard something.
Yep, that was me.
Can we isolate?
Kicking over the trash can on the way.
You just keep
I just have to keep plowing through like I always do.
Like you always do.
Here.
Cloudy in La Jolla, but some clearer skies down in Vista for everyone who is out.
Yeah, I definitely hear something knocking over.
So glad it wasn't like metal,
No, it wasn't a metal, it was just a plastic trash can.
Oh, you're such a
Fortunately,
legend, dude. Such a legend. So fun to be here on this trip with you guys. Had such a great dinner last night. I apologize for not going to have a cocktail, but can I be honest? I had 2 glasses of wine and I was feeling very good. I had a nice. I don't drink a lot. And so I had a nice little buzz. And I thought, I waited out and I said, if I go up to that rooftop deck and there's the music and the lights,
It's pretty awesome.
You know what's happening. Man floating on Oak Street Beach. This one passed out on Oak Street
You revert
Beach.
to Chicago Woods.
I go to Chicago Woods. So I was trying to be a professional. I was trying to take a page out of your book, just be a pro, be steady. And so I had to remove
Look
myself.
At a picture of me and Paulie.
Oh, it's a nice
rooftop.
picture of you guys, man. I just went to
It was stunning. It was absolutely gorgeous, man.
I'll
The sun
see it
was
tonight.
setting. The sun sets at like 9 o'clock out here, which takes
it's
some getting
beautiful.
used to. We got done with dinner at 7:30 or whatever, and it was completely light out as if it was 4 o'clock still.
Jordan says, can you at least make it through our dinner tonight? Sure. Maybe. That depends on you guys.
Just stick with the apple juice and you're going to be fine.
I'll be fine. But that wine was so good at dinner. It flowed so smoothly, and that's the problem. It goes down a little too smooth for your old pal Woodsy sometimes. So I had to remove myself because listen, you never know where the night will take you. And I wanted it taking me to my hotel room. I was trying to be disciplined.
All right, you guys ready to get going here? We've got some Padres
Not really,
baseball to talk about.
be
Not
honest with
really,
you, no.
but we'll come back. We'll set the menu for the program for the next 3.5 hours or so, live from Chicago, our Odyssey Studios, 9 floors up in downtown Chicago, getting ready for Padres Cubs at Wrigley Field and broadcasting live from our remote Bill House Studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on a Monday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
The fourth member of our show today, back in our Odyssey San Diego studios, Kyle is running the board for us this week, and we appreciate you coming in, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Good to see you.
Hello, good morning, guys.
What did I used to call Kyle?
It was Nick.
Nick.
That's
It's
right.
not Nick, though. Don't confuse me anymore. It's Kyle.
We have a Nick that works there.
We do.
That's not him.
That's not
Kyle. He's going to be manning our where we usually are sitting, but we're live at our Odyssey Chicago studios, high rise, downtown Chicago, and
No
we'll
big
be
deal.
here
Just in our high rise.
just in our high rise.
It's no big deal.
It is fun to go up in a
It was
really tall
They
building.
have very, very tight security here. I mean, we had to run through several different layers of security, and I thought to myself, why don't we do that where we work? Because I could look out and there could be some lunatic standing right behind me.
Yeah.
Not here. You're not getting through here if you're a lunatic.
Not happening.
It's not happening.
There's,
IDs, there's badges.
Armed security everywhere.
We had to call a guy down to come get us and escort us up. I mean, this
is the big city.
This is the big
Yeah,
leagues.
this is Chicago, Illinois. Here's what we've got coming up on the program today. We will wrap up or crap up our Padres Dodgers loss from yesterday and get back into the other games on Friday and Saturday. Although I do not want to spend too much time on Saturday's game. That one just got away from everybody.
You didn't hear. The word just came down from Major League Baseball. They've wiped that game from the records. It no longer exists. It certainly didn't exist for me. It was expunged, Paulie, like most of my record. I turned that was a 100% protect your peace, go hang out with your family moment on Saturday night where I just said, you know what, guys, I'm leaving tomorrow. We don't need to watch this drubbing. And I turned it off, and it was so helpful.
Since I was at work on Saturday, I had it on, so I got to see Rodolfo Duran pitch in the ninth inning as the position player. Yeah, he came in and spun an inning for the San Diego Padres to spare the bullpen, but it got pretty ugly. But we'll go through the other two games for the most part. In our 7 o'clock hour after Don't Do This, we'll be joined by our friend Craig Elsten from the Padres Hot Tub and Chromaniacs podcast. We talk a little World Cup soccer there with Craig, who I believe just celebrated a birthday.
I believe that's the case
as well. Craig and all guests appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It's better.
That makes me feel so bad when I found out it was his birthday. You said it
I think
early
it was
this
yesterday,
morning.
yeah.
And I texted him yesterday, hey, you good for tomorrow? All right, see you then. And then when I find out 24 hours later it was his birthday, I go, well, that sucks. I wish I would have started with, hey, Craig, happy birthday. Looking forward to having you on tomorrow.
He texted us yesterday about a challenge or the non-challenge, and we'll get into that. And I remembered later, I think it's his birthday today. And I had it punched up in the phone, and I never hit send because I wasn't sure.
Better than me. And I worked with him for like a decade. And
yeah, but nobody's surprised
totally
by
forgot that it was his birthday.
Literally
yesterday.
no one is surprised by that.
Speaking of former radio colleagues, though, coming up at 8 o'clock, we will be joined by someone who I used to work with. I believe you used to work with him
too.
as well.
One of my first shifts
one of
in
our
radio.
old radio stations, who now works here at Odyssey Chicago on WGN and some of their sports coverage as well. Judson Richards is going to be by to talk a little Padres Cubs and what he's been up to living here in the Windy City since he moved from San Diego. So we'll catch up with Judd coming up at 8 o'clock. And then at 8:30, our Linsider, Dennis Lynn, saw him on Friday night when I went out to Petco Park in the clubhouse. He did hear what Eno Saris said about him on Friday when Eno got mad that he scooped him. So he had that audio for us. And then our 9 o'clock hour, we'll get to our Reindl Report, MLB Reacharound, and we will look ahead to the Padres Cubs series that we will be at Wrigley Field with 2 night games and a day game on Wednesday to open this 7-game road trip that, of course, will take the Padres back to Los Angeles and 4 more games against the Dodgers at the end of the week. So, yeah, you don't get a break here. This is going to be one of the tougher stretches, and we knew it was coming. So far, the Padres 4-2 through that tough stretch, but coming off 2 straight losses and some pitching concerns for sure for your Padres, Woods.
So this is interesting, and I wanted to get into this today at some point because I got a lot of DMs about this. HDFanP.1990 talking about the game Saturday. Said I was there. It was horrible. Had to be surrounded by LA fans. I'm so pissed at all the Padre fans who sold their tickets. Disgusting. So I think we should have an open and honest conversation about this because I got a DM yesterday, and I wrote this. Brian DM me. Said essentially the same thing. And I wrote him, I said, I have learned my lesson, Brian, from doing this job for a while. I no longer tell people how they should and shouldn't spend their money. As someone that now we get a credential to go down there. I've not used mine one time this year. I will have gone down to the Wrigley Field clubhouse more than I've gone down to the Padres clubhouse this year. So I don't use my credential to go to games. I typically watch on TV and listen on the radio. I'm not a season ticket holder anymore. I was. at one time. Paulie and I split some seats. So I don't like telling people what they should and shouldn't do with their money. And if they have a chance to recoup a good portion of it because Dodger fans are willing to pay double and triple, I do understand it. I will say this as a caveat, and this is an indictment on the organization. If you felt like you had a puncher's chance in beating that team every single time you played, it would be 85 to 90% brown and gold. If you felt like we have the upper hand, like we're the better team, because it's happened. It happened in the playoffs. I was at the playoff game. There were 7 Dodger fans. 7.
Well, the Padres also limit ticket sales by zip code in the playoffs, and they take
on the
extra
secondary
step.
though.
Well, you
not
can't
on the
really do anything on
secondary.
the secondary.
Yeah, so this is how these people
if you're
are buying.
If you're a Padres fan, I certainly can see. Yeah, I'll sell my regular season tickets, and that'll help me pay for hopefully my playoff tickets later. No one wants to miss a playoff game.
But again, I'll tell you, if you felt like we're going to beat the snot out of this team, then yeah, man, I don't think you sell. I really don't. If you feel like your team is really headed in the right direction and you feel like we are an actual contender, we may win 87 games and get into a wild card. If you feel like, man, this team is going all the way, and I don't know that that's an indictment on anybody other than just also, like, let's be honest, Dodger fans make it more difficult to go watch a game.
I think that's the bigger part of the story. Sure, the economics is part of it, but if it was all Dodgers fans and then you had 15,000 for every other game, I'd say, oh yeah, your fan base has a real problem. But the fact that the Padres sell out every game, and it's not Reds fans and Diamondbacks
Marlins
fans and Marlins fans that are filling Petco Park. It's Padres fans that fill Petco Park night after night. This is an incredibly good fan base. So I'm not going to say, oh, but it's not a great fan base because they don't stay for those 3 games against the Los Angeles Dodgers. It is ironic. I get the feeling there's going to be more Padres fans at Wrigley Field the next 3 days than there might have been at Petco Park the last 3 days.
It's so true. Yeah. And like Janine says, the last month and a half of this team was abysmal. It was. It's been abysmal. But
Saturday night, they had won 4 in a row. They had clobbered the Dodgers on Friday.
Ben, it's still the Dodgers.
Joe Musgrove said, I think it was 90% Dodgers fans on Saturday. I don't know if it was that much, but it was definitely over 50% Dodgers fans at Petco Park.
Yeah, which has happened before, but it really, it makes sense to me. I can't in here in good conscience get on the radio and be like, you guys are soft, you sold your fans. My kid asked me Saturday, Dad, like we were sitting around the house at 3:00 and he goes, what if we got tickets and went? And I go, I'm not bringing you to that. I'm not. That's the reason. And the reason is we're probably going to get our doors blown off. And we did.
If you knew that no Padres fan was going to sell their ticket and it was going to be almost all Padres fans, you'd be fine going to the Dodger game. But once you know, I know at least 25%, and then it becomes 30, 35, 50, 70, whatever, because everyone kind of starts seeing the same trend and they go, well, if it's going to be so many Dodgers fans, then I don't want to be, in the minority and Padres fans in my own ballpark. As soon as like a handful of people are going to do it, it starts the snowball rolling down the hill until it's a full avalanche.
Man, play better and it won't happen. Honestly, play better. I think if you're a legit World Series contender, it's such how do you indict a Padres fan base that shows up every single Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night against the Reds, against the Marlins, against anybody? You can't indict that fan base. No, it's a
great fan base. And the players weren't either. And I'll give credit to guys like Joe and Jason Adam. They acknowledged, there was a lot of Dodgers fans, but we got great fans. And I'm not going to criticize fans for 1 or 2 series a year selling some tickets. They're expensive. No one's going to deny that. And I'm not, I understand why the Padres, they will charge what they can charge and 100%. Fill the ballpark. That's what they do. They will sell Japanese ads during. You notice how many Japanese ads they sell during the Dodgers series? Doesn't make anyone uncomfortable that they're taking advantage of the Dodgers to make more money in San Diego. That's what the Padres are doing. Why can't Padres fans do the same thing?
Right.
The Padres take advantage of Shohei Ohtani coming to Petco Park to sell 19 different Japanese ads banners behind home plate and banners. But Padres fans can't take advantage of it as well to make a little money. I mean, that would be a double standard.
Like if my tickets cost me $175 per game and I can get $375 or $475, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. And I'm not going to get in a fight. I'm not going to get in a verbal altercation with some casual baseball fan that doesn't know what that's just yelling rings at me all night. Forget it. I'm on your side. I think, and again, though, when this team proves that it is a superior team, yeah, you'll see it. And if that, if you want to listen to that and go, oh, that makes you a front runner, I don't think so, because that park is sold out every single night, the rest of the year. So
it was a weird weekend, man. I know that the Dodger Padres series, it always heightens everything, emotions and just tension and everything. But man, Saturday sucked.
It was terrible.
Not only did the Padres get bodied on the field, we talked about, Musgrove's quote, 90-10 Dodger to Padres fan percentage in the stadium. And then I also saw somebody sent me, they go look at the comments on Joe Musgrove's Instagram post.
Gnarly.
From Padres fans. And I saw the comments on Saturday. Tough, so you factor that in, the game itself, the fact that Petco was Dodger Stadium South on Saturday. And I go, that sucks. Like, what happened?
But what happened? Well, there's a math problem that's never going to change. The Padres could win 10 straight World Series. There's always going to be 30 times more Dodgers fans in Southern California than in Padres fans, because Los Angeles is enormous and it's close. They have 10 million people in Los Angeles, and most of them are Dodgers fans. We're never going to overcome that math. No matter how good the Padres get as a team, and they've gotten so much better in recent years, you will always be vastly outnumbered by Dodgers fans who like coming down to Petco Park and want to see their team at a better ballpark. They'll even acknowledge that Petco Park is a way better place to watch a game than Dodger Stadium. So they are always going to be willing to pay a little more to come down and see their team in a convenient, fun location for the weekend down in San Diego. That is never changing, no matter how good the Padres get.
And think about the economy too right now. I mean, everyone's scrapping and clawing and fighting to get ahead. And you're like, man, I could triple my money. I will not indict you, Padre fan that sold his tickets. I will not indict you for that. I don't blame you. I don't go down there. I do not subject my kids to it, and won't for a long time.
All right, we need to check traffic. When we come back, we'll get to the Padres Wrap-Up and at least start our discussion of yesterday's game, which turned on a pivotal moment. And again, not going to change the fact that the Dodgers are better than the Padres, but Padres need to get better at this certain aspect of the game, and they need to get better at it now. That is coming up right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
In San Diego, the 94 westbound, sluggish getting onto the 805 northbound, the 805 northbound, a bit slow getting past the 94 on your way toward the 15. I'm Sam Tidrick, Odyssey San Diego traffic.
Brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
Supremely stupid.
It's time for the Padres
Wrap-Up
with Ben and Woods. Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, here's something to cheer you up. The rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the pump and figure it out.
This game has got to come to an end.
Ohtani swings, lines it into left center field. Taylor over, not going to get there, has to play it on a hop. Freeland got a good read on his way home, and Shohei Ohtani has driven in the first run of the day. 1-0 Dodgers here in the third. And Manny swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field. Edmonds going back. He is at the wall. This one, gonna go! Moonshot, home run for Manny. Tie game in the fourth inning as Machado collects his team-leading 15th of the year. 1-1 at Petco Park. 3-2 again. Freeman checks, takes, down and in. Ball four. A bases-loaded walk on the 9th pitch of the plate appearance. Freeland comes in to score, and the Dodgers hop back ahead. It's 2-1. Bat swings, lines it into left center field. Ohtani will score. Pages is right behind him as Merrill sends the throw into second base. A 2-run single for Mookie Betts. The Dodger lead is now 4-1. Xander hits it on the ground through the right side of base hit. Merrill's at third, rounding. He's on his way. He'll come in to score. Xander Bogaerts, an RBI single, and the Padres have cut into the deficit. It's 4-2. Swings here, hits a ground ball up the middle. Betts to his left has it, takes it to second one. Jump throw to first is in time, and that's a double play to end the game. So the Dodgers take the rubber match by a final of 4-2. Enriquez collects his first save of the season, and we will see these guys again next week for 4 games at Dodgers Stadium.
We lost the series. It's the bottom line. We played some solid baseball throughout it, but in the end, lost 2 out of 3.
What did you see in the 5th inning from Michael King?
Yeah, he just kind of lost the strike zone there. We've seen bouts of that from Michael throughout this season, and he just wasn't really able to rein it in, and kind of got cornered in against Mookie, and Mookie made him pay for it.
Yeah, it could have been a completely different inning, though, with a simple tap of the head by either Michael King or Rodolfo Duran there in the top of the 5th inning. And I think, to me, that's the biggest story, because the Padres have been bad at taking advantage of their challenges this year.
Really, really horrible at it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a brand new thing for Major League Baseball. I'll give team some leeway in terms of, but that 3-2 pitch that you heard for Freddie Freeman after a really tough, gnarly at bat, and Michael King was battling him, and Freddie's tough, especially in a situation like that, and he hits one that does tick the corner. I mean, close enough that it's with 2 challenges remaining in the middle of the game, and the bases loaded in a tie game. It's like no brainer. I mean, even if it wasn't even that close, I'd forgive you for challenging the play there, because it is such a swing pivot moment in the game. Yeah. It truly could turn a win into a loss and a loss into a win.
1 out or 2?
There was 1 out.
1.
So that would have been the second out. Yeah. Mookie might have still gotten the hit afterwards, but
no way to know.
But it completely changes the inning clearly if you get the second out there simply by tapping your head in that situation. And usually I'm surprised, because Michael King sometimes is one of the few pitchers who does, and it was so close. I was surprised no one did there.
I was not surprised that Rodolfo Duran did not. He came across his body to catch it. I mean, again, it's the right time to do it. Both of them, brain fart completely. Neither of them did it, and we know the outcome.
I want to keep talking about the game, and in particular, how the Padres need to start taking better advantage of those challenges. We will do that. Hour number 2, Ben and Woods live from Chicago.
It's fast.
On San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Ben Woods live from the Windy City on a Monday morning, now until 10 a.m. I want to thank, again, David J. Hop Run Tours that have put together this Tier 1 trip to Chicago. He knows the way to my heart. There was a cheese board waiting for me in my room. Did you have one too?
I did, and it was perfect. I was hungry, and there's a little something for you. There's a note, beautiful card, note, welcome, something for you in the fridge. What could this be? And I go down, I open up, and I go, oh, and there's a cheese board. And I was so hungry and didn't want to go. I was tired. It was a long day, man, and sat in a lot of traffic. It was hot. I was like, I don't want to go anywhere. And sure enough, man, didn't have to.
I left.
It just hit the spot.
We had a few hours to kill, and I left. I told you guys, hey, I'm going to run down to 7-Eleven or
young,
CVS
Paulie.
or something.
Yeah, Paulie's young.
And then, I've never been to Chicago. I was like, you know what? I got some downtime. It's going to be a busy week. Everything in downtown Chicago is so walkable. And I was I can get down to like Millennium Park and the Chicago Theater and all that. The Bean. Yeah. 5-minute walk. So I was cruising around. And it was just unbelievable. But you texted us as I was walking to Millennium Park, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm just chilling with the cheese plate that was in the fridge. This is amazing." And I go, "What the hell, you guys? I didn't get anything in my fridge." I'm like, "Man, it really pays to be Ben and Woods." God, F you guys.
You got to take care of the talent.
And then I came home, and when we got back last night, there was a cheese plate in my fridge.
It was a delayed cheese plate for Paulie. But it was some nuts, some honey. Little charcuterie, very nice.
I didn't eat the olives. I ate the meat, the bread, the cheese, the grapes, the strawberries. I had some of those peppers. The peppers were good. There was some real firm cheese up in the left-hand corner. It looked like cheddar, but it wasn't. But it was like waxy.
More of a manchego.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
How would you know?
There was also
can we do a cheese?
15 pieces of garlic, like
cloves.
Like stewed garlic.
Yes.
I did not need the stewed garlic.
Paulie, can we do a cheese tasting test with him at some point?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
You think you could do it?
Yeah,
pretty well.
So I could do some cheeses.
Really?
Yeah. So I've got some solid cheese palette for you.
All right. I'd like to do that.
I want to continue our discussion, and Woods wants to talk about an interesting play on Friday night as well.
I feel like a buffoon.
I have trouble actually talking about the ABS system because I think it's fair that we all have high expectations for Major League Baseball players who have been training to get to this level their whole life. Like, be proficient at your craft. You have been practicing for probably your whole life to get here, whatever it is, pitching, hitting, defense. You work in spring training really hard to be good at what you do. And as fans, we pay money to watch you play. We expect you to, for the most part, you're human beings, going to make mistakes, but be good at what you do. Take it seriously. And I think the Padres, of course, do that. ABS is weird, though, because no one's trained their whole life for this ABS thing. It's brand new for Major League Baseball teams, just like it is for us fans. So I do have to say they get a learning curve. It might be 2 or 3 years before these guys totally feel comfortable with when to challenge and getting to know the strike zone better.
I'm going to disagree with you vehemently.
You don't think so?
I think you're looking at it as a new thing that they need to learn how to do. It's not. This is baseball situational awareness, which is something they should have been taught and were taught. Obviously, they're the best of the best to ever do it. They've been learning about baseball situational awareness since they were 8 years old, period, the end. And you know damn well in that spot, but one or both of you guys better be slamming the top of your head. It's such a...
But you didn't grow up slamming the top of your head in those situations.
It doesn't matter. You now have an opportunity. You now have an opportunity to change the unfair, right? The wrong to right the wrongs that you've been bitching about as a pitcher, a catcher, a manager. You've been bitching about this your whole life. Your entire life you've been complaining about it. Here it is. Here's your golden goose. And I'm not asking them to be really good at ABS. I'm asking them to challenge in the right spots that deem it the right spot. Situational awareness. What's a bigger spot than that in that game? You just walked in a run on a borderline pitch. We've been dreaming of this. So I think that's what I'm
and I would be curious to know how the coaches kind of handle it as well. Craig Stammen, Ruben Niebla, Steven Souza Jr. Is there situations like when they go out for an inning, hey, it's starting to get pretty high leverage here. We're on high alert. We've got 2 challenges left.
But they should
Let's
know
be
that.
more aggressive. Do they have to tell them? I think they've had to also tell them, back it off. We don't want to waste challenges early in games. So I think there's that constant, like, when is the tipping point of going from, no, don't challenge anything unless you're absolutely sure early in the game, to, yeah, go ahead and challenge something that you're not even 10% sure of, because we've got 2 and it's a huge leverage situation. It's a nuanced discussion about when to use challenges.
Okay,
clearly that was one where they needed to use
correct.
one. Yes.
Does it drive us crazy when some bonehead on any team in the first inning on a 1-0 count challenges a strike? Yes. Okay, obviously that's not the right spot. But if it's the first inning and the guy's on the ropes and he's walked a couple of guys, and then he hits a guy, and now it's 3-1, and he calls a borderline pitch a strike. Does anybody have a problem with the guy going, I'm going to check that right here? Let's put this guy out of his misery in round 1. No, I don't have a problem with it, even if you get it wrong. Why? Because that's a good spot. You can break a game open. You can get a starter out. You can get his pitch count up, whatever it may be. Benny, I swear, my little leaguers have more situational awareness than this baseball team sometimes.
Well,
it's true.
You're right in that the number of the inning doesn't always dictate the most important moment of the game. Not every game is won in the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Right.
Some games are won in the second,
first inning
or third inning in baseball. You don't know before you start which inning is going to be the most critical inning. Yeah, in general, it would be nice to have a challenge or 2 late in the games and not waste them all early. But you also have to realize that game yesterday was decided in the 5th inning. That was your inning where you could have won it.
Yep.
And it's such a different game. I mean, Michael King has been up and down, and he certainly lost command of the strike zone, but he wasn't bad. He gave up 3 singles.
It's the
Dodgers
walks.
didn't have an extra base hit in the entire game. They had 5 singles the whole game.
You handed them free bags,
it's the walks and the congregation of walks all in the same inning. But you turn that walk into a strikeout to Freddie Freeman there, we might be talking about Michael King stabilizing, getting through another 6 or 7 innings, and having his second straight outstanding start where he beats the Dodgers and wins a series. And it's all on not tapping your head there on that one pitch.
And man, I normally agree. I normally disagree with some of the knee-jerk reactions that I see on social media. But man, you had people going, these guys aren't in it. They're not in this game. They're not ready to play this game. They're not in it. And I rarely agree with that. I know these guys. I've met these guys. I've interviewed these guys. All these guys care. They want to win. But you watch something like that, and you're like, if not now, when? If you're not locked in 100% against this team with this chance to win a series, and think about how the rest of the game went. I mean, again, you can start in the first inning. Emmett Sheehan's got Mud and Don. He's got a 7.71 ERA in the first. We go up and feebly we're out. He got through that. No kidding, he got through that. No kidding. There's no killer instinct, man. And we had multiple opportunities at the end of the game to put that game away, to win that game. The Dodgers weren't doing anything. We had multiple opportunities, and you literally rolled over a couple of times into inning-ending double plays. That yesterday, I didn't bring my chips with me. I left them on my desk at home, but I would have played one. That was excruciating.
We had the similar situation as to Saturday, where you get the solo home run to tie the game at 1. You feel like, okay, maybe momentum's on our side. It was Sheets on Saturday. It was Manny on Sunday. And then you immediately go up and give multiple runs. Now, 9 and 3 are different.
Yeah.
But, and Randy Vasquez, just a complete meltdown
again
after the error by Will Wagner. It was a meltdown after his own error in the first inning in his previous start. Yep. But things are getting rough. And I thought watching, came in after 2 innings of Kyle Hart. So they went with a 2-inning opener on Saturday. And then Randy was like, okay, well, maybe he got through the first 3. And I'm going, oh, maybe this is working out. And Randy's starting to figure it out. But instead, he leaves that start probably with his least amount of confidence that we've seen in his tenure as a San Diego Padres pitcher. And this is not the time the Padres can afford to lose more pitchers, more starters, confidence in starters. It's already hanging by a thread as it is.
Well,
and this is just bad news for the Padres overall.
And I'm watching the game and with Bo, and Bo's like, why is he leaving him in? I go, because this is game number 2.
It was his 4th inning of work. It wasn't like he was it was the 6th, but it was his 4th inning.
So I said to Bo, I go, buddy, They have 17 games in 17 days going up to the All-Star break. If they pull him out now with 60 pitches or 67 pitches, 6-7, somebody's got to eat those innings, right? And then tomorrow's game is affected. And then the game after that in Chicago is affected. And I go, these guys got to do their job. You know, the Griffin Canning 2/3 of an inning. Set this team back. Randy Vasquez going 3 innings sets this team back. We have the number 29 in quality starts from our starting pitcher. I'm actually amazed we are 4 games over 500 right now. It's a miracle to me with being 29th in quality starts. Kudos to our bullpen again for sometimes having to come in and wear it, sometimes holding it down, and sometimes just keeping you close. They have been spectacular. They deserve all the credit. The starting pitching of this team should be mortified right now, man. Mortified. That bullpen is carrying them. And it happens, right, during the course of the season. But you don't see this flipping much. The only way you see this flipping is if our bullpen suddenly goes, we're exhausted. Enough. And they start giving up runs. Then we're screwed. They're the only reason that this team is where they are is because of that bullpen.
I think Stammen was absolutely right to keep Randy Vasquez in.
I do too.
I mean,
you have to.
You can't
some
just
days you have to wear it.
to pull guys at the first sign of trouble, or that bullpen is going to be toast by August.
That's right.
So
that's right.
And the game was. I mean, you weren't going to pull him before the Kyle Tucker 2-run home run,
right?
And once he hit it, the game was pretty much over.
Yeah, I mean, and at that point, you wear it. Yes.
Stammen knew it. Game's probably over at this point.
Well, if you give up home runs to Kyle Tucker, you are washed. You're washed.
I need more pitches from Randy Vasquez now. Then he gave up the rushing home run, then the Freeland walk, then the Ohtani single. Then they brought in Ron Marinaccio, and he wasn't any better either, so it didn't really matter. But you have to try to get more length out of your starters or bulk relievers in this case
and I don't
because
know,
of the opener.
I don't know how you do that, but every manager that's ever managed a series knows if we get down, buddy, you're going to have to wear it. Everybody knows this. You can't have a knee-jerk reaction if a guy gives up 4 runs in the first inning. How about the Texas Rangers series? Skip Schumacher is sitting there going, this is going to be great. I'm facing this putrid offense. I got Jacob deGrom on the bump. This is going to be, I'm not going to have to do anything today. Well, his beloved Jacob deGrom goes out and gives up 5. Did Skip Schumacher panic and torch his bullpen for the series? No. He goes, sorry, Hall of Famer, you're going to have to go out there and wear it. His team answers with 6 runs. deGrom goes 6 innings that day. You can't knee-jerk a guy after 1 bad inning. And sometimes you're going to have to just let them stand out there and take their medicine and throw pitches because every single bullet matters.
Meanwhile, on Friday, Padres played a terrific game. They won 7-1. Probably could have won by more. They had some other chances to score that they didn't take advantage of. But the Dodgers also had one chance in particular with the bases loaded. And I know it's something that you wanted to talk about this morning, Woods.
Well, you know, man, I went against my better judgment and I tweeted something.
This was in the top of the 6th, by the way.
Bases were loaded.
Yuki Matsui. It was Walker Buehler and then Yuki Matsui at the on the mound.
Yeah. And you know, it was bases loaded, 1 out. And there was a pop fly in the infield. And Manny Machado goes over and looks like he's got a beat on it. And then he lets it drop. Now, in my ADHD was firing so bad that night. I'm watching halfway. I've got my kids, the whole thing. And I go, God, what a heady play by Manny. Let it drop. Try to get them napping. Because, again, runners on first or second or third, it's infield fly rule. Batter is out.
They hadn't called it, which was, I think, part of Manny's equation. Like the umpires didn't say anything. And I think Manny was thinking, all right, well, if they're not going to call it, I let it drop. I get a double play. I can force it at home and then throw it to third, and they're out of the inning right there.
So somebody tweeted, so dumb by Manny, and I go, no, man, that was the infield fly. Batter's out. There's literally no risk in letting that drop. And he goes, but it almost went foul. I go, no, it didn't. In my mind's eye, it landed right behind him, like close to the pitcher's mound. I guess I missed the part where it took a direct left over to the line and damn near rolled foul. And what I did not know, after playing ball my entire life, coaching ball, watching a ton of baseball, I had no idea that if they called the infield fly rule and it hit the ground and rolled foul, it's foul. There's no infield fly rule. It's a foul ball. Max Muncy gets another crack at that. I knew if it landed foul, it's a foul ball, but the hitting in fair and
they're
rolling.
not supposed to call infield fly if it's going to be a foul ball. But that one was clearly fair.
It was clearly fair.
3 or 4 steps fair, but if it's fair and then spins foul before the bag, it's a foul ball.
I felt like a buffoon. I did. I was like, bro, there's no risk there. What are you talking about? And oh my God. So anyway, I'm so spun out about it. Guys are sending me like the rule book, and I'm reading it going, I think you're right. I think, and I started telling people, I think I'm wrong here. I called Jesse Agler on the drive home. I do that maybe once a year, and he'll call me like once a year after a game. And I go, Jesse, I need some clarification. I go, did you have any idea? He goes, no, I thought what you thought. I thought it landed so clearly fair, and I couldn't really see where he picked it up. He picked it up a hair from the line.
I mean,
Manny's really smart.
Manny scrambled to grab it. So he clearly knew, I can't let this go foul.
I cannot let it go foul. So he knew what he was doing. But I thought, man, that is a really ballsy play.
I didn't just realize it at the time either, because I was listening to Jesse. It was the Apple TV game, and I switched over to the audio, and Jesse didn't bring it up. And then I saw them, because I'm still listening to Jesse, but they're bringing on whoever the umpire expert that they had for Apple, and I'm going, what are they talking about? They're showing the replay of Manny. Are they explaining the infield fly rule? We all know how that works. Right. And then I thought, they're showing him grab it on the line like before it goes foul. Would that have been a foul ball? And then I realized that is exactly what would have happened. It would have been a foul ball. As it turned out, it was the infield fly. Yuki got out of the inning with another, I think, fly ball. And the Padres and the Dodgers never really threatened again, and the Padres went on to the 7-1 win.
You know, it's funny, and somebody's like, you can't be cute and win championships. I'm like, hey, relax. These guys do that all the time. The soft liner, they let kind of drop in front of them. It happens. It happens in big leagues. If you've ever played adult baseball, it's a big player, trying to get cute. And I thought that one could have massively backfired. He would have been killed if he had let that ball go foul, if he didn't know the rule. Now, he knew the rule. He knew, oh, crap, I gotta grab this. Ended up being the infield fly. But I had always assumed as soon as you hear infield fly rule, batter's out, you don't have to catch it. Unless it's going to roll foul. You better grab it. You better grab it. And I felt like a buffoon. So when he scrambled over to get it, I go, why didn't I see that?
I was playing around on my phone. I wasn't really paying close attention. And then I started hearing, I was like, oh, I definitely missed something. And I went back, I watched it 10 times. And I was the same way as you. I was like, it didn't make sense. My world. I was like, that goes against everything I thought. I never would have thought about
Me neither.
That.
And let me tell you how bad
for Manny to react that way, he knew right away.
He knew. Let me tell you how bad my ADHD was firing that night. When Sung Moon Song got the hit to drive in like 2 runs, I thought it was Will Wagner. That's how much I was like watching the game, but not absorbing what was happening in front of me. So I was a wreck. Stone cold wreck Friday night. I apologize.
We got Craig Elsten coming up at the bottom of the hour. Up next, though, we'll get to Don't Do This on a Monday. Mr. Met, you need to learn to read the room.
Read the room,
please.
Yeah.
We'll get to that coming up next. Broadcasting live from our remote Bill House studios. We know how in Chicago, Illinois. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I want to tell you about my new friends at Trajan Wealth. Trajan Wealth is where I have gone for investment advice this year, and I'm so glad that I did because, of course, retirement is probably coming up, whether it's a few years away or even 10, 15, 20 years away. They know how to adjust your mindset, make some changes early, so you're prepared for retirement here in San Diego. That's where Trajan Wealth can help. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors work with you to review your current investment choices and retirement strategy, helping identify the risks, the inefficiencies, or opportunities you may be missing. I was missing some opportunities myself. So it's not about starting over. It's just making some smart adjustments. Trajan Wealth has offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar, and they work with people who want clarity instead of guesswork. So if it's been a while since you've reviewed your plan, now is a great time. Start by calling 1-855-TRAJAN1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN1. And when you're ready, just go to TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
DDT brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and enjoy it. Yes, is your mic on?
There it is now.
There
now
you go.
Enjoy it.
All right, I will get us started today. You'll remember we talked on Friday about the Mets firing Carlos Mendoza as their manager and replacing him with Andy Green on an interim basis. Well, later that day, when the Mets returned to action for the first time and hosted their game, their sideline reporter for their TV report, Steve Gelbs, was doing that somber.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone was happy about it. They all liked Carlos Mendoza.
Former players and coaches that were like Eric Chavez was just railing on David Stearns instead of saying, you fired the wrong guy here.
So he's down there just like, Mary Lou's and Bob Scanlon standing near the dugouts, on the foul line doing his report. And it's very somber. Now, if you're going to see it in our YouTube stream, if you're not, though, just imagine Mr. Met, the big baseball-headed Mr. Met.
Yes.
Just doing dancing and bits
Hello,
behind
my baby.
the scenes.
Hello, my darling. Right behind Steve
Yes.
Gelb. It's incredible.
The team got here. If there was, they'd fix it. There's a lot of layers to this, but what I will say is it's become clear that the Mets simply changed too much this offseason at one time. There's every reason in the world to say that last year's team collapsed. We're going to make some changes. But when
He's doing circles around his head with his head.
The entire coaching staff.
I don't know if you can't hear, if you're in the head, like in that head, it's on your head that you can't hear what he's talking about.
Or does he really not like Carlos Mendoza? I mean, that's the other thing. You'd be like,
He woke up, he's the happiest mascot in the world.
The Wicked Witch is dead. Like he's dancing. He's literally dancing on his grave. He is dancing on his grave. Yeah,
good.
Didn't have much feel for what was going on.
Read the damn room, Mr. Met.
Tell my kids that all the people are bad at reading the room. You walk in and if I'm in a bad mood, don't come up asking me for stuff, right? Like, read the room. And Mr. Met just zero feel. Benjamin sent this over to us on Friday. Now, normally when Ben sends over a golf article on a Friday after we've already had a long show, my eyes roll in the back of my head, but I go, you know what? I'm going to read this one. And it was the latest piece from Alan Shipna in Scratch, SKRAT.
Just basically where he posts his stuff right now. Yeah.
And it was about Phil Mickelson, and he has spent months and months sourcing this article. It's all been approved by legal. It has sworn affidavits. It has people going on the record. And I'll read you how it started. He tells a story of Phil Mickelson. As you know, there's been a lot of transgressions allegedly from Phil Mickelson. But this one was pretty gnarly. I found this one. He had befriended Pat Perez. He played golf with him growing up. And Pat Perez's wife, Ashley. And Ashley was like, oh, I think this is so cool. Phil Mickelson wants to be our buddy. And he's texting Ashley privately. And says, hey, I got you guys upgraded. We're going to all play this tournament together. I got you upgraded to a nice suite.
Well, it's already weird right there.
It's already weird
because you would think the golfer would text the other golfer, his golfer buddy.
Say, hey, dude, I got you guys
a room. You and your wife a room. He went directly to the wife.
Went to the wife, sitting outside, back on the patio, drinking some wine, getting into it. Pat had to go to the restroom. And Ashley says then at the time, Mickelson took out his phone, showed her a full body picture of himself naked with a
boing,
boing, yeah, while flexing one bicep. Ben has already promised to recreate that picture after the show. We'll put it on our socials.
Yes, at Ben and Woods.
Ashley then said that Mickelson told her, I'm going to leave my bedroom door open. So when Pat falls asleep, I want you to come see me. Now, she did not tell her husband this until after the tournament was over, which, you know, you can debate. Should she have told him that moment? There would have been a huge drunken brawl, I'm assuming. Pat didn't even confront Phil about it. He just went and told everybody else on tour. He did not go directly to him and say, hey, man, what, are you out of your mind? He's like, I'm telling everybody. And he told everybody. So this all spread around the tour. And, you know, here we are. Fast forward to 20 years later, 30 years later. This stuff's still happening with Phil Mickelson. And Alan Shipnock, I thought, did a really, really nice job. But Phil, man, you got to get some help.
Yeah, once it became public, and we had, that Golf Digest piece from Todd Leonard about Phil inappropriate contact with an employee at the Farms, got kicked out of that club.
Yep.
That got Alan digging into all the other stories and confirming them about, infidelity on Amy and how he would go and manage that.
Yes.
By, once he had got caught cheating, he knew that Amy was like watching his phone to see if he was like going to someone's house he wasn't going to be at. So he would actually put it in like the cart of other golfers of the course. So it would look like it was driving around. His phone would be driving around the golf course when he secretly went off for his trysts, which is pretty. Now that's pretty next level devious.
He, again, he would walk up to members that knew him, right? They all knew him. And he'd go, hey, bud, I'm just going to put this in your bag. Enjoy. And
just some guy, like a dentist that has a membership or something.
Not like, sometimes he did it with the cart kid. But a lot of times he would just walk up to a member and go, hey, you mind if I throw this in your bag? I'll see you later. And the guy's like, okay. So he's driving around playing his round. And the wife
Phil Mickelson's iPhone
Phil
in his
Mickelson's phone. As he's out off doing his thing. But yeah, it was, really well done piece. Shipnock's great. He got dragged a little bit by the Phil fans. And he's like, guys, there's no vendetta here.
What can Phil fans even say?
Bro,
why are there any Phil fans left at this point?
You should be the ones being criticized.
And to me, what really happened was when he decided to go to live, and he orchestrated this whole thing. Made a ton of money, but it dropped the shield. People protected Phil when he was on the PGA Tour because they had an interest too. Certainly the other golfers, the PGA Tour, even the media kind of like, but Phil's Phil, and if I do this, everyone's going to hate me. So he was kind of protected. Once he made the decision to betray the PGA Tour, the shield was down, and everyone just started firing their Phil torpedoes.
All their questions, or all their stories.
Just insanely dumb. I mean, I guess you can say he's got the money and the bank account will go on, but man, the reputation will never come back for Phil Mickelson.
And they said he just is a dopamine chaser. Like everything is about dopamine for him. It's the rush of doing that. And so, yeah, man, I thought Shipnuck did a really great job, but the story obviously is pretty gnarly to read.
Finally, a little do this. DD Mega Doo-Doo. I'll just move on.
We'll work on it. Sorry, Kyle.
That's all right. I forgot to tell Kyle about that one. So
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
On Saturday, Argentina playing Jordan in their final World Cup group play game in Dallas. And Messi scores again, and they win 3-1.
Yep.
Argentina fans are celebrating in Dallas outside of the stadium, the Cowboys Stadium there, AT&T Stadium.
Sure.
Yeah. And as they're celebrating, they find like a wallet on the ground.
Yeah.
And like there's hundreds of people. How are you ever going to find the guy?
Thousands,
just
maybe.
no chance. There's no lost and found. What are you going to do? Well, they figured it out, and we've got the audio here of them celebrating. They start opening it up, looking at his cards, and just chanting his name until he hears and they find it. And you'll hear the moment when they find him. It's great. So this is their like singing their Argentina chants, but then this guy goes, "I got this wallet. Let's go." Now they get together and they say, "Let's start chanting his name." And they're holding up the wallet, looking for him. Try it again.
Juan Manuel Monteo.
Yeah.
Juan Manuel Monteo.
And they're holding him up. And where is he? He's right here with the wallet. Find me here. Find me here.
He's like, what?
Where is it? There it is.
It's incredible. Incredible. Oh, look at they're holding him up.
They return the guy's wallet. Unbelievable.
That's so cool.
These World Cup fans in the United States and Mexico and Canada are pretty fun.
They've been amazing.
They've been one of the joys of hosting this tournament.
No doubt.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
When we come back, we can talk a little more World Cup and certainly Padres with our Padres hot tub host and friend Craig Elsten will join us. Coming up next, we are live in Chicago, Illinois. It's Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
People regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We are broadcasting live from downtown Chicago. We are just south of the river. Really nice spot. I'm in. Lots of tourists going in and out, certainly of the area. Lots of hotels here. We're about 4 or 5 miles away from Wrigley Field to our north.
Yep.
We're planning on stopping by later today. And then we meet our Tier 1 tour group that arrives tonight. We got a dinner planned, a welcome dinner, and then attending games tomorrow and Wednesday at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, and if you're at tomorrow's game, we'll do a fourth inning meetup behind home plate somewhere. We'll find a spot.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, so
we can scout some locations today.
After the last out of the third inning, we head up. Okay. So
okay. It's the start of the fourth inning, not the middle of the
start
fourth
of the fourth, and
Okay.
we'll hang. There's going to be a lot of people. We'll do. Paulie will sign autographs. Ben will sign your chest if you're a female. He said he'd like to do that. So
I think it's too hot for hugging, though.
It's not.
Might be too hot for hugging.
No, absolutely not.
You think it's not? It's okay. All right.
No.
Our next guest has done a few fourth inning meetups in his time at Petco Park. We are joined right now by our friend Craig Elsten on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It is better. And I believe a happy belated birthday is owed to our friend Craig Elsten. Is that correct?
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
I see him,
I think we
but
tried.
I do not hear him.
Maybe he does not hear us.
Is he not hearing us? Craig, are you there? Are we feeding to Craig? That could be a problem.
Oh,
no. All right. So, well, we will see if we can get
Maybe
the
now. Maybe
audio.
now.
Craig, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Now we got
Yes.
you. We didn't have our audio feeding to you. I was going to say, I believe I owe you a belated happy birthday. Is that correct?
Yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday was my birthday.
I literally had it punched in. We were texting about that non-challenge, and I go, somebody had said, I think it's Craig's birthday, and I had it punched up, and I went to confirm, and then I fell asleep. So happy birthday. I do apologize, but I was thinking
that
about you.
text was at 2:00. You fell asleep at 2:15. What happened?
I did. I fell asleep right after that text. For like an hour, just a little napski for your boy. But yeah, man, happy birthday to you. Would you do anything fun? Did you get to play any golf or anything?
Yep. I went golfing at RBN yesterday morning with a couple of buddies and played fairly poorly. But I still had a good time.
Been there for sure. Absolutely.
Well, we talked a lot at the beginning of our show, Craig, about the infusion of Dodgers fans at Petco Park over the weekend and how we feel about that. I think Woods and I both kind of just acknowledge the reality that there are tons of Dodgers fans and they are going to find their way down to a very enjoyable ballpark. I mean, why wouldn't you want to
pay
go
double for it?
See games at Petco Park if you could? And we can't really blame Padres fans. There's a lot of baseball games in a season, and if you're going to sell them for a couple of games, yeah, that's probably the ones you're going to sell them for.
Look, as a full season ticket holder myself since 2021, I sold all 6 Dodger games this year. And I just want to offer from my side for comparison. And as you guys probably remember, my seats are in the 300 section. They're right above the press area. So, it's not the best seat in the house, but it's a good seat. It's a good seat in the house at Petco Park. And the previous series against the Braves, I couldn't sell my tickets on Tuesday or Wednesday. I was being offered below ticket price for those tickets on Tuesday and Wednesday. I was able to sell those same tickets for over $100 per ticket over the weekend. So it's actually gotten to the point, and I heard you guys discuss this while I was walking the dog, between 6:30 and 7. It's gotten to the point with the season ticket pricing and the nature of the market that if you don't sell your Dodger tickets, you're really going to struggle as a season ticket holder if you're trying to make back any of your money.
Yeah.
Like I literally told my partner, don't expect that much money the rest of the year. Like, because the Mets have come and gone, the Phillies have come and gone, the Cubs have come and gone. Now the Dodgers have come and gone. Like, most of the tickets that we're able to sell for real money are done. So other than giveaway days, it's actually pretty hard on the resale market to even get back your ticket price on a lot of weekdays these days. So it's just an unfortunate necessity of the situation.
Yeah, and how much gravity do you put to my thought that if you felt that look, the standings say too, like this series doesn't matter, right? It's the Dodgers, but it's not going to make or break you. If you're a game out or a game up and you're firing on all cylinders and you got really good starting, I mean, look what they ran out there starting pitching wise, and look what we ran out there starting pitching wise. It's just a different game entirely, Craig. So I don't blame you at all. I'm certainly not going to indict anybody for not wanting to put up with the garbage that comes with it.
Yeah, it's not really that fun to be there. And I've been there for plenty of Padre Dodger games, and it's really just not that great a time. I don't enjoy it. I'd rather have the distance of television, to be perfectly honest with you, and the ability to check out. And, I think I've said this before, but I will say it again. As a season ticket holder, I have gone to about 4 to 5 times fewer games this year. And the reason is very straightforward and simple. It's the city's parking policy. I used to, and you guys know, with Padres Hot Tub, we do post-game shows after every win. So even when I go to a game, I've got to have the ability to be able to be on a post-game show afterwards. And I used to all the time drive into the downtown, park by our old buddy Eli's former place, Bottle Rocket, have a nice meal there, support a local business, walk to the ballpark, And then if we're winning in the 8th, I know I can walk back to my car in time and get out of there. Well, now I have to, if I'm going to park my car in the same spot, 0.9 miles from the stadium, it's going to cost me $45 to park there for the course of the game. And that 45, 90, 135, like, right? Just imagine going to a series. It's impossible. And so I'm left with taking the trolley. If I take the trolley, I can't be ready for a post-game show. Yep. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I have to donate an hour plus of my life to the trolley. So I'm in a unique position. Obviously, not everyone has to do a post-game show, but I think a lot of people are in similar situations of like, do I really want to take the trolley and take all that time and all that? Or, do I want to park and spend $50? I don't want to do that either. So there's a lot of weird things kind of going around on or downtown that makes it harder to go to a Padres game this year.
Craig, let me ask you, and it was suggested by Kevin Acey that the season could be heading the same direction as 2021 when they ran out of starting pitching in the second half and the team just fell apart. Do you see that as a likely path for the 2026 Padres?
Yeah, I do.
It's unfortunate. Okay.
You do too. Yeah.
It's certainly within the realm of possibility. I'd like to think there are avenues in which they could avoid that, and they've learned some of their lessons from 2021. I think AJ did the next few years and, overcompensated with plenty of depth in starting pitching, but now this one is feeling a little shaky.
It really is. I mean, tonight, guys, Canning is going, and it just feels like, and which is what 2021 vibes were. Oh. It feels like a prescribed loss. Like, okay, Canning's going, we're going to be down 6-0. And it was kind of like, okay, Velasquez is going, we're going to be down 6-0. Ryan Weathers is pitching with a broken ankle, we're going to be down 5-0. And that's what 2021 felt like. And Giolito is gone for now. Vasquez has turned into the exact same thing. You just know he's going to blow up, and it's a matter of when. I'm pretty worried about JP Sears pitching at Wrigley, to be perfectly honest with you, but we'll see if fly ball roulette works out and the wind's blowing in on that day. It's tough. I mean, it's tough. We had the question on our show a week ago, guys. What would it take for you to believe in this year's Padres? And my answer was Nick Pivetta and Joe Musgrove pitching like they can pitch.
Sure.
Like, both those guys in the rotation, pitching to their 80th percentile, then I believe in this team. Until then, I don't think we have enough. And are those guys going to get back and pitch at their 80th percentile? It's one of the looming questions over this season.
Yeah, you throw in add Logan Webb and Sonny Gray to the rotation, and you could get me a little bit more on board, Craig, though I don't know that the Giants are going to.
Robbie Ray at this point.
Say Robbie Ray.
Yeah.
Robbie Ray would be fantastic. He pitched great yesterday. No, I'm with you, Craig, 100%. The prescribed loss is a good way to put it. And, you hate to be a doomer in that sense, but you do feel, again, it's a bit miraculous to be 4 games over with the, number 29 in quality starts jumps off the page at me this year. You're riding your bullpen too hard. They've been phenomenal. They need to keep being phenomenal, but with now it's 15 games in 15 days or 14. There's no end in sight. So starters are going to have to give you a little bit of length, even in a loss. You're going to have to go out there and eat it, man.
Yeah, and it's just the nature of where the roster is right now. I'm encouraged with some of what's happening offensively. I think there are some signs of positivity. I will say, I'm very worried about Samad Taylor.
Yes.
I think one of the hidden stories of last week was the Wednesday steal against the Braves when he came up clutching his hand. And since then, you've seen that his left thumb is heavily wrapped. I saw it in a dugout shot over the weekend. He doesn't have a hit since he hurt his thumb. He's walked 4 times, which is great, but he doesn't have one hit. And when he tried to square to bunt on Friday, it zinged him so hard that he jumped backwards in pain when he bunted the ball. So I'm really worried about Taylor. I'm a little worried about France. And frankly, the last time Fernando got hit like that, he stayed in the lineup and he hit under 200 for a month.
Will the season disappear in a hail of lack of pitching and hand injuries is kind of what we're heading. We're at the top of the hour, Craig, and we got to keep it moving here, but we do appreciate it. We'll talk some more World Cup next week. Hopefully the U.S. will be through to the round of 16 after they play Bosnia and Herzegovina on Wednesday.
All right, boys, enjoy Chicago.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
All right, we'll come back. Old friend going to join us from here in our Chicago building next with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
heading out to Wrigley Field. Check out the pod. See if they can rebound from a pretty brutal 2 games at home against the LA Dodgers, but a really good, successful homestand. It's great to be here. Great to be here in Chicago, man. I love this place. I'm Woodsy. That's Paulie. There's Benny. We got a very special guest, too.
We do. I wish he had better weather for us when we arrived, because it is hot and sticky in the Windy City right now. He's probably sorry at this moment that he left San Diego a few years ago, but we both had the pleasure of working with him. He is now working in this building in Odyssey, Chicago. Former San Diego radio host, former minor league baseball player, Judson Richards, is here with us on 97.3 The Fan, back on San Diego airwaves, and you didn't even have to leave your own studios, Judson.
Oh, my goodness. You talk about worlds colliding.
This is crazy, right?
On a Monday morning. How we doing, guys?
Doing great. You look as handsome as ever. Like, literally doesn't look like he's changed a bit. Ben's lost some weight. I've gained a little bit.
I can't look at you guys.
We got big screens in front of us, but I see you on the camera.
There you are.
I can look at right there. So tell everybody what you've been up to ever since you left San Diego and what your life is like now here in Chicago.
Oh boy, I don't know if I prepared to run over the last 5 years for you guys. How quickly
has it been? 5 years?
It has. Yeah, March of 2021, we hitched the wagon and left. Right? It's hard to believe. And one of the interesting things about moving during COVID or post-COVID, right? March or April of 2020, you almost feel like you left before you left, right? But a lot of people who moved around during COVID, my son was born April of 2020. My mom lived with us as well in her 70s. So during COVID, you stayed home.
Yeah.
So you're home for 89 months, and so you're not seeing friends, and then you pick up, and then you just move. So it's like, I felt like we'd left 8 or 9 months before we went anywhere. But my wife is from Joliet, so big family for her. And so March of 2021, you just hit the reset button and you get going. And, I don't know if anchoring news, Chicago is where you're supposed to do it for the first time.
Right.
But, I just did 5 hours of news.
That's unreal.
I did Cubs pre and post yesterday on the Score. I'll be hosting. I got 4 hours to host Friday on the Score. There's baseball shows on 104.3 The Score, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. So I got, I'm filling in there as well. So you just take the work as it comes and you just keep going. And I did not arrive with a lot of contacts. So you just get to work. So grateful to be in the building. And I've been here since August of 2021 as well, walking these halls.
That's amazing. And it's such a great place to raise a family too. Not that San Diego is a fantastic place to raise a family, but this is, it's a little different. I spent 5 years here. You do get I did. I went to college at Loyola. So this is my old stomping grounds right here. I mean, I lived in the Gold Coast, went to college up north at Loyola, and I love this city. I love it. And it brings back so many good memories when I'm here. But man, the winter. And I just remember, I showed the fellas yesterday, we did the walk from my apartment on Division to 444 North Michigan Avenue. And Ben goes, that's not nothing, that walk. I go, yeah, now imagine doing it when it's 1 outside. 1 degree. I made $20,000 a year. So it's not like I'm getting a cab every day. I didn't have a car. It toughens you up for a while. And then San Diego melts you and softens you. That's exactly what it did.
Speaking of soft, I'm a kid from Carmel, California, right?
Dude, yes.
But I will say, but I've lived in 7 states.
Right.
I've lived in Nevada. I've lived in Arizona. I've lived in Colorado. I've lived in Texas. I've lived in Oklahoma. But I've never done a traditional 4 seasons like this.
Yes.
And, part of it is phenomenal, right? I love the fall. I love, Ben, can you believe I have a 6 and a 3-year-old?
That is amazing. I have a 23 and an almost 21-year-old now, if you can believe that.
I've got 8 and 5.
8 and 5 is when I close my eyes and I picture Ben's kids, I just remember watching how well behaved they were and wishing right in the studio when probably you and Chris were doing a show. I just remember thinking, I hope my kids are as well behaved as Ben's kids are. And
mine are not, just by the way. They're absolutely not.
That I believe. Yeah. No, that I believe. But the fall is just so much fun. I love raking leaves. I love just kind of the rhythm of going through the seasons. But Woodsy, to your point, it's like, especially when you have young kids, we had at least a month where it did not get out of the teens for the high.
Yeah.
A month. So what do you do with your kids? Even though they keep raising the cost of that Disney app, it's still the best money you could ever spend.
It's true.
because of the amount of time you spend inside. If you could just lop off 2, maybe 3 months and get to spring faster. But you're right. It does take really just focusing on the good that is coming and how can you have a good time even if you haven't seen the sun for 2 weeks.
Teach them how to shovel snow.
Exactly.
That's obviously
Scrape
the
ice.
next iteration.
Snow is fun.
It is fun.
It's
about 15 minutes.
It's right, but it's the gray and the cold,
Yes.
and it's the nothingness of as you're just trying to get back to baseball season. I grew up. So my dad's from the north side.
Yep.
I grew up with stories of my dad. I think my dad would be 90 if he were still alive. But I grew up with him telling me stories of sneaking into Wrigley Field and hiding in the bathrooms. That's how old he is. And so when we would watch WGN, whether California or I spent some time in Colorado as a kid, and it would just be so packed. And I remember the teams were not good, but you would have sellouts and you would have the shirts off and you would have the beer drinking and your Harry Carey. Like, this is legit, old school WGN in Wrigley Field. Well, now I have a better understanding about why the party went the way that it did, no matter how the team was playing. They were just so happy to have sun on their bodies, Ben.
So let's talk about these Cubs because they look like the best team in baseball. Then they look like the worst team in baseball. Right. PCA couldn't get a hit, and he couldn't stop getting hits. Mm-hmm. They have some of the same starting pitching issues the San Diego Padres do. This has been a very roller coaster season already for the Cubs, and we're only halfway through.
Yeah, they certainly are not the best team in baseball, right? We have to really turn the page on that. And so much of it has to do with injury, especially with Ben Brown. Ben Brown was the arm that was starting to look the best for him, but a wild injury that he's going through. He just has a stress reaction in his neck. And it happened in 2024, and they now know what happened in 2024 because it happened again. His body just can't seem to take whatever whiplash he's putting it through, and he has been exceptional. So Ben Brown hits the IL. Edward Cabrera, who they traded for, right? He pulls his hamstring covering first base. Jameson Taillon is on the IL. Cade Horton goes down. Justin Steele can't come back because he was supposed to be added to the rotation. Both of these guys with serious elbow injuries. So Daniel Palencia is on the IL. I think it's a dozen names. Hobie Milner had to take an Uber in the middle of the night because he had what did he have? An appendectomy Saturday night. He just in the middle of the night, he had to take himself to the hospital by way of Uber. So Phil Maton as well. Just the list goes on and on and on. And then, Alex Bregman actually reminds me a little bit of Fernando Tatis Jr. Yeah. Right. There's some similarities there. Both underperforming cheaters.
Oh gosh! Holy smokes! Well, Juddy's just bringing the heat.
For different reasons, right? And both big contracts expected to perform. Bregman is, his ops is in the 6, and he just seems to get worse and worse and worse. 32 years old. That 5-year deal they just signed him to. He can't drive the ball, and now he's in his own head. He loafed yesterday on a ball that was bobbled.
Yeah,
so now he's,
now he's toast.
That's a different kind of ire.
Yes.
Right. It's like, because this is a try hard team. This is a play hard team, just like on the south side of Chicago as well. But all of that being said, it's pretty amazing that they're 7-8 games over 46 and 38. So 8 games over 500. And they're hanging around. They're chasing the Brewers. A lot like the Padres chasing the Dodgers, somewhat different, obviously, but the Brewers just seem to just show up and win no matter who they roll out there. So, no, they're a good team, which we thought would be a great team, and they cannot hit with runners in score position either. They were second worst in baseball a week or so ago.
It's like the same team. Right. It's just the mirror images are spectacular. We got Judson Richards, former San Diego radio host on, now a Chicago radio host. And it's good to see you, man, and talk some ball with you. Yeah, man, it's the season's long. The expectations in San Diego were certainly different. And then when starting pitchers start dropping like flies, you do have to move the goalposts a little bit. They are patchworking it together. I had just said maybe 30 minutes ago, I'm actually amazed that we're 4 games over 500 with the guys that we're running out there. The bullpen's been phenomenal. That's been the real difference maker for the Padres, but that can't last forever. It's extremely volatile. You keep running those guys out there for 6 innings a game. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, I do think the Padres and the Cubs are living in a little bit of a similar place because it's like, so do you feel better when you're hanging around when you're not playing well, or do you have to just recognize that you may not be who you thought you were and this isn't going to be your season. For the Cubs, like Cade Horton's not walking through that door. Justin Steele's probably not walking through that door. But offensively, you do think that they could get right. They certainly did against the Mets. The Cubs have won 12 of their last 16. And they went 6-1 on this latest road trip. Those were all very, very good things.
Great numbers. Yeah.
Am I convinced they're going to just steamroll teams every day they show up for 9 innings of play? I'm certainly not.
So, Judson, we've got 50 or 60 of our Tier 1 listeners on their way now to Chicago to join us for games the next couple of days.
I was going to ask what brings you guys to Chicago?
It's a big trip with the listeners to catch games tomorrow and Wednesday. So the night game tomorrow, the day game on Wednesday. For anybody who is going to Wrigley for the first time on our trip, what's your recommendations? What can't be missed for a trip to Wrigley Field?
Wow, that is a great question. And for someone who has young kids, so I'm always running behind. I'm always running late, or I don't have the money to go and spend it anyways.
Sure.
I am very much arrive at the ballpark and go and get to work. Whether it's Murphy's or whether it's any of the restaurants that surround Wrigleyville, just get there, enjoy it, and drink it in.
Literally drink it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cubby Bear's still there?
Oh, the old style?
Yep.
Cubby Bear, Murphy's, legendary spots.
Although pace yourself so you can enjoy it, especially with the heat. You're going to get somebody killed.
I know.
The real feels, do you know the real feels tomorrow are 105. Wednesday and Thursday. 96 tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
96 on Wednesday.
Any chance they bang these games entirely and we can just party in Wrigleyville?
Have you been to Wrigley, Ben?
Only when I was a kid, and I don't remember that much. So I'm really looking forward to my first grown-up experience at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, it is incredibly unique, right? If you're sitting on the lower level, first or third base side, and you look down, you feel a siren going right past you, whether it's an ambulance or otherwise, because you're right there in a neighborhood.
Right there.
It is built. Now, the Ricketts have bought up a lot of it, a lot of it, but you will never not be in a neighborhood, right? No matter what building he owns, whether it's 200 feet away or 400 yards away from getting into Wrigley Field, you will know that this is just exceptionally different than anything that you've been to, especially nowadays, right? Where you build a stadium and then you get as many freeways and locations getting into it as you can, and you just try to bring as many people. Wrigley Field is unlike anything else. I truly believe that. Anytime I get to work there, because I did probably 25 Cubs spring post games last year. Anytime I get to sit in that ballpark,
sure.
That is a pinch me moment. No matter how many games you do it. I watch visiting broadcasters just come to work early so they can sit and just kind of feel Wrigley Field. If you love baseball, it is one of the best places in the world to be.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It was really weird. I brought my son a couple of years ago, and he was probably 6, and they were not in town, but we stopped by, walked around the neighborhood. It's weird, the Urban Outfitter, being down there instead of some dump dive bar hot dog stand. But, hey, things grow, things change, things evolve. There's still a lot of that local flavor that was there 20 years ago, 25 years ago when I was here at Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game. I was at that game at Wrigley Field in college against my will, did not want to go, and ended up being there for one of the best games ever. And a young, tall right-hander, Bob Scanlon, in the Astros bullpen that day. I swear. So cool. We've talked about it many times. I was a young, drunk college kid in the bleachers, having the time of my life. And there's Bob Scanlon down there in the bullpen. It is a magical place to watch a baseball game. Now, it's going to be changed a little bit with the heat. It's going to be a bit more unbearable, but at least we're not playing in the game. We don't have to play. We just have to sit there.
That's true.
We're not in full polyester
on
uniforms.
Wednesday, we're actually sitting in some of the rooftop bleachers.
Yeah, the rooftop.
The Cubs, like you said, I think they own them now. But
they do.
That'll be I've never experienced anything like that for a baseball game before.
Yeah, I think it's split partnership, and again, watching the Mark Grace and the Ryan Sandberg Cubs, the boys of Zimmer in '89 is really my first memories of following baseball closely. And the rooftops were so unique.
Oh yeah,
a little bit different now, but I've never been up there, so I look forward to seeing and hearing about what that's like for you.
It's going to be incredible, man.
Yeah.
Well, Judson, I know you just had a long shift anchoring news. I do that as well now at Channel 10. They make me fill in on the decks, so I know that can be a grind sometimes. So we appreciate you coming in and,
of course,
giving us a few minutes for our listeners back in San Diego, probably wondering whatever happened to that Judson guy.
And maybe we'll see you in the playoffs. And now we have a correspondent. Like last year, we were in the playoffs. Good series, really good series. Padres dropped it. It was full of excitement and drama. Really well done. So I'm excited to see what these teams got against each other.
Can I get a surf report? Do we have a surf report?
Oh my gosh.
What's happening at Tourmaline right now? Anything?
Oh, it's probably really good.
Yeah.
You missed the ocean.
Do we look like surfers?
Yeah, do I
at
look
all
like a surfer
to
to
you,
you?
Judson?
No, I just you guys have people. You guys have people, listeners. Life is so good in San Diego, because my wife, I don't think my wife ever thought she'd be back to the Midwest. Right. I mean, she moved out there to get away.
Sure.
She wasn't running from anything, perhaps the weather, perhaps the winters. But of course, as you get older, things change. You have kids, and you want your parents to be around your kids. And my son will have 7 or 8 people at a 6-year-old t-ball game.
It means a lot.
Yeah,
man.
so much family. So it's hard. It's hard to leave San. It's so good that you just have to appreciate. I mean, I went to Point Loma. I was there a number of times, but that last decade, she was there for 10 years too. So you just have to be grateful, and you almost at times have to just not think about it. Right? Like,
yeah. You don't want to think. I know the feeling.
You have to block it out. It's like a dream. It's like a dream. You are grateful that you had it. But then you got to wake up and just go about your day.
That's fair enough.
I mean, Oak Street Beach is just a couple blocks away. Can you not take out the surfboard and catch a few waves out there on Lake Michigan?
Actually, Caleb Wilson, the Bulls number 4 overall pick, he was just at the Willis Tower, and he was up at the Willis Tower, and he was looking out there, and he just said, "There's no way that's not an ocean." I don't believe.
I've never seen a lake that I can't see the other side of before.
It's a sharkless ocean.
Yeah, man,
which is pretty sweet.
That's pretty sick.
Also, I've never stepped a foot in it because I'd rather just think about my time surfing PB Point.
Man, it is. It's freezing. It's the coldest lake I've ever been in. I went in a couple summers ago. It's brutal. So I never went to the beach here. I don't go to the beach in San Diego though either. So.
That's on you.
I know it is. I know it is. Thank you so much for coming by.
It's so good to see you.
It's genuinely great to see you guys.
Good to see you too,
Judson,
buddy.
all guests appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. When we come back, we need a contestant for Take on Woods. Qualify for our grand prize, and it'll be music, TV, or music, TV, or movies. You get the 3 categories to choose from. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Call Kyle back at the studio or play our game. Coming up next with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey.
That was fun, shooting the breeze with Judson Richards, who again works here at Odyssey Chicago, doing both news and sports. And they were talking Bears Stadium stuff.
Yeah,
they've been. I don't know if anybody's been following that story from San Diego, but Soldier Field is really, really old. They want to build a new stadium, but they can't get a deal done to keep it here in Chicago. So they've been looking at sites like down in Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, just across the state lines.
It's not great.
Some Bears fans are obviously, incensed that they would think of moving the Bears, not just out of the city, but out of the state of Illinois. And now it would be basically like moving the Chargers to Oceanside rather than in San Diego. It's still close enough that everyone can just drive to the games.
But it's not Oceanside, Arizona.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There's a little bit different, and there's something special about, having your stadium right there in your city. It's right there on the water. Soldier Field is incredible. I never actually saw a Bears game there, but I saw the Irish play there, and it was amazing. It was one of the best experiences ever. So it's hard for me to wrap my head around that there's even a thought of leaving where they are currently. I just, in my mind, I'm like, just patch it up, patch it up, patch it up, figure out a way to keep it because it's so iconic.
Well, they did like the first time. They put,
I know,
like, the
they put the
spaceship
big
on
spaceship,
top. But I don't know. They're looking for somewhere new. All right, you want to play our game?
Sure.
Let's get to it. It is time for Take on Woods.
It's time for Take on Woods. Take on
Woods. Woods.
Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Patrick back home, ready to be our first contestant of the week. Hello, Patrick. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
All right. We still have one last week to qualify for our staycation here. The grand prize drawing is a 2-night stay at the Town and Country Resort in Mission Valley and a $250 food and beverage credit. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will be into the drawing, and we've got those special rates just for fan listeners starting at $199 per night at towncountry.com/thefan. Now, Woods is gone, so I can tell you that we have a theme all week long here on Take on Woods, whether it's music, movies, or TV. The category is the Windy City. It's either bands all from Chicago, movies set in Chicago, or TV shows set in Chicago. And David, our tour director, full service, he actually came up with all of our Take on Woods categories for me as well.
Look at that. What a guy.
That's what it is, David. You just have to pick whether you want to do music, movies, or TV, all about Chicago. What's it going to be?
We'll do movies.
Movies. All right. So all about Chicago this week, movies set in the Windy City. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 5 as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. The first questions are 2-second movie clip. Kyle, back in the studio, will play you a clip of a movie set in Chicago. You just need to identify it based on that, and we will go from there. David, are you ready to play?
It's Patrick, and I'm ready.
Why did I call you David? It is Patrick. He is
You were
ready
close.
to play.
You almost
totally off.
Patrick, David. It's very, very
Patrick,
close.
I am sorry. Kyle, you ready to go back there in the studio?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock for Patrick. The category is the Windy City. Your time begins when Kyle plays our clip. Good luck, Patrick. Let's take on Woods.
Hey, pass.
With the final scene taking place at the Chicago Hilton, Harrison Ford starred in which remake of a 1960s TV series about Dr. Richard Kimball's efforts to prove himself innocent of murdering his wife?
The Fugitive.
Correct. Which original Saturday Night Live spin-off movie tells the story of orphans on a mission from God to get to the Cook County
The Blues
assessor's
Brothers.
Correct. Sandra Bullock stars as a CTA fare collector who saves a commuter and is then mistaken for his fiancée when she accompanies him to the hospital in which 1990s rom-com?
Oh, what's that one called? Pass.
Don't say the name of this 1990s horror film set in the Cabrini Green housing projects 3 times unless you want to summon its evil protagonist.
Ooh. Pass.
Go back to our 2-second movie clip. Kyle?
Hey, Day Off?
It is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
2
Sandra Bullock
seconds.
stars as a CTA fare collector who saves a commuter and then is
that's
mistaken. Time is up. We didn't have the buzzer, but Patrick, you got 3 of the 5. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Fugitive, and Blues Brothers. While You Were Sleeping and Candyman were the last 2. Let's bring Woods back in. All right. Sorry. I was just giving the other answers. Go ahead and sneak by me. That's fine. I don't need it. Go ahead. Just go ahead and sit down.
Settle down.
Here. Thank you. All right. I'm plugged back in.
You on methamphetamine? What's
Everybody
going on?
okay over here?
I misidentified our contestant as it's Patrick, not David. I called him David, so I'm just flustered
You're a
here.
little flustered.
All right, let's put it's movies
shook.
today. It's movies. 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Kyle plays our movie clip.
Okay.
Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Patrick.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Correct. With the final scene taking place at the Chicago Hilton, Harrison Ford starred in
The
which
Fugitive.
Correct. Which original Saturday Night Live spinoff movie tells the story of orphans on a mission from God to get to the Cook
Blues
County?
Brothers.
Correct. Sandra Bullock stars as a CTA fare collector who saves a commuter from is then mistaken for his fiancée when she accompanies him to the hospital in which 1990s rom-com.
No idea.
Don't say the name of this 1990s horror film set in the Cabrini Green housing projects 3 times.
Candyman.
Candyman, and that is 4, and that's good enough for the win.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Finally.
In the Windy City.
done.
Movie set in Chicago. Patrick, sorry I called you David, and I'm sorry you didn't qualify for the grand prize.
How many
came
did
up
he
one
get?
short. He got 3.
3, okay.
4-3. The one you both didn't get was While You Were Sleeping.
While You Were Sleeping. I never saw it.
Sandra Bullock.
A lot of those run together.
Of course, that was at Wrigley Field, the scene about a swing.
Yes, Ferris Bueller's, man.
Cameron and then Ferris chanting at the batters at their day off at Wrigley Field.
Yes, brilliant film. Cool to see all the spots, from the movie down here. Saw the water tower last night. It's a very cinematic city. Very cinematic.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, I saw the theater walking by yesterday with the big Chicago
theater.
The movie
Really
Chicago,
cool.
which is really cool looking as well. And of course, the big skyscrapers. It's pretty amazing here.
Hope I'm getting my flowers in the chat. I have not seen. Okay, there we go.
All right,
Purple says he's got that Chicago juice flowing through him. Yes,
we
sir.
will come back, and our Linsider, Dennis Lynn, is going to join us, and we'll talk some more Padres issues with Dennis from The Athletic coming up next here on 97.3 The Fan.
But first, it's the one negative that I have about EcoWater SoCal is that it doesn't travel. I can't bring it with me when I go. That would be a bit of a pain to bring the EcoWater system with me. I can't do it, but very happy.
Just hook it up in our whole hotel.
Just in our whole hotel. I did have to bring a jug of store-bought, and it's just not the same. You'll notice I'm not drinking as much of it. It's a real thing, guys. If you've got the EcoWater SoCal system in your home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, you won't until you get it. They bring the Soft Life right to your kitchen sink with mineral-rich alkaline water. Balances your pH. It fuels your body with filtered luxury. No plastic, no poison, just satisfaction every time. We are such huge fans in my home of the EcoWater SoCal system. You would be too. Call 760-350-3338. Again, 760-350-3338. Or go to ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you down there. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. They've been keeping it soft there since 1925. They are the leaders in this space. It's EcoWater SoCal. Again, ecowatersocal.com. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97 through the Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. The baseball season is in full swing, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for a free month of pool service. I don't think we have a pool.
I was just
in
going to
our
ask
hotel.
you, do we not have one?
This would be the day for it.
Yeah.
It is toasty and steamy here in Chicago as the Padres get set to open a 3-game series against the Cubs later today at Wrigley Field. I assume they got in safely last night following the Sunday day game at Petco Park. We were already tucked into our hotels by the time they arrived, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Get game 1 of the series. Griffin Canning, I guess, is going to get to start today and not be an open. There's not going to be an opener ahead of him.
Why not?
I'm not sure. Let's ask our next guest out on our.
Let's get to his open.
Oh, let's get to his open first. Thank you, Paulie.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben & Woods Linsider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
So, Dennis, what is going on with the Padres pitching rotation? Not just today with Griffin Canning, but will German Marquez be activated? I saw that he didn't make his last rehab start. I thought maybe they were going to bring him up. What are you hearing about the Padres pitching staff?
Also, good morning,
Oh, and
Dennis.
good morning, too. Let's get right to it.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Hope you're staying relatively cool in Chicago.
So far, so good.
The plan, as far as I know today, I think they announced it yesterday, is for Canning to start tonight. at Wrigley Field, and Marquez, they got to make a decision pretty soon. I think this week on him, because his rehab assignment is nearing 30 days, and he did pitch in relief his last time out, so that kind of leads you to wonder what kind of role they have envisioned for him, assuming they plan to activate him later this week. And there's guys with options. Unfortunately for those guys like Kyle Hart and David Morgan, maybe they do a little swap there. But their clock is ticking on Marquez, so it'll be interesting.
D-Lin, are you and Eno Saris okay? Because Eno was very mad that you might have scooped him on a story last week. We had to dump him. I'm not kidding. Probably had to dump him.
I had to hit the dump button on
Eno Saris because he's like, what? Dennis did it. GD him. And I loved your piece about Ty France. Explain that. Explain your relationship currently as it stands with Eno Saris.
We traded some heated texts after his segment the other day. I do remember he told me some stuff actually way back in spring training about I guess talking to Tommy Pham about some advanced stats and how guys manipulate certain things. So maybe that's on me for blowing up his spot after he told me months ago, and maybe that's on him for not pulling the trigger. It's been months, so what's up with that? But
how long do you have to wait?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the journalistic like? Hey, it's been 90 days. You didn't write the story. I'm writing the story.
Yeah, but whatever Eno eventually comes up with will be much smarter and much more informed and much more interesting than whatever I wrote the other day. So looking forward to that, whatever it comes out.
Dennis, I think the big headline from yesterday's game was the non-challenge in the 5th inning by Rodolfo Duran and Michael King. Both certainly were eligible to challenge that 9th pitch, the full count pitch to Freddie Freeman that forced in the go-ahead run for the Dodgers. I know they talked about it a bit after the game. Can you kind of share what they said and your impressions of what the Padres are trying to do to get better at maybe being more aggressively challenging and making it work for the ABS system for them a little bit more?
Well, King said he regrets not challenging, even though, as pitchers, they have a general rule that pitchers shouldn't challenge. Although, Walker Buehler's already overridden that rule a couple times. Michael King obviously did yesterday, but not in that spot. Rodolfo Duran, he's been in AAA the last few seasons, so honestly, he should know better. The coaching staff, they've got guys like Kevin Plawecki, who was in AAA the last couple seasons, so they're prepared, or they should be prepared. But generally, I was looking at it just yesterday during the game. Padres are definitely not the most aggressive team with challenges, especially for hitters. I think they're second to last in terms of number of challenges, although they're the 30th place team is the Milwaukee Brewers, and I think most people agree the Milwaukee Brewers do a lot of things very well in the margins. I think in the Padres' case, they don't do anything exceptional other than the bullpen this year, and challenges they're generally kind of mediocre all around and not aggressive enough, I think, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, obviously, especially in that case where you got nothing to lose, especially when you're already in a tough spot with your starting pitcher and a catcher, Duran, who's generally been pretty accurate. It's Freddie Freeman who's really struggled with challenge success rate this year at ABS, although he's newer to it, so maybe he's got more of a learning curve. But I think the Padres, that's something they definitely need to tighten up, and in that case, that's something that definitely cost them yesterday.
Talking to our pal Dennis Lynn here on Ben and Woods this morning, live from Chicago. And D-Lynn, I was reading your piece about, what should the Padres do with the trade deadline. We all kind of have experienced many trade deadlines with AJ Preller. And, you talk about in your piece, there's a lot of balls in the air, so to speak, right? Things have to fall in the right place. We don't know what the new ownership is all about at all, not even a little. They have not been sworn in, so to speak, yet, right?
Solemnly swear.
I solemnly swear to spend tons of money and bring a championship to San Diego. They have not, been approved, I guess, technically, and we don't know what AJ is going to be able to do. So will this be, in your opinion, another trade deadline where he's maybe a little bit hamstrung and could only, again, trade away young pieces to try to get some controllable talent?
Maybe, although he definitely does not have as many young pieces as he did a year ago. I know I say that, and maybe we'll be sitting here a month from now and they've traded, their half of another draft class. That's why maybe the 2025 draft class is in danger of being moved across the country or wherever. But yeah, from what I understand right now, they're going through, they're budgeting how much revenue they brought in this season, their projections for the second half. So this is an ongoing process. It's not like they went into the season setting aside a certain amount of money for the trade deadline. And obviously they were up for sale in spring training. And, right now they're still pending a sale. And there's probably some back channeling going on with Feliciano and Jones, the new incoming owners, who will probably be voted on at some point in July. So yeah, there is some communication going on back and forth for any major decisions. But right now, it's still really early for the trade market, and they're still projecting what they have budget wise to spend at the trade deadline. So yeah, you're right, a lot of balls in the air. And the number one thing I would think is just where will they be in the standings in a month. So that's a long way away. And they got, I think, 14, whatever it is, games in a row without a break over the next, just until the All-Star break. So a lot of things have to fall right for them to be in a good position to add. But we all know AJ Preller and what he would like to do, which is add and probably add dramatically. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Talking to the Athletics' Dennis Lin on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. And Dennis, I think the struggles early season of Fernando Tatis Jr. and then Manny Machado and lately even Xander Bogaerts has kind of shielded Jackson Merrill from a lot of talk. We haven't discussed his struggles, but they're continuing. He showed some signs of breaking out of it, and then this last homestand again back to kind of the struggles and chasing. Any idea what's going on with Jackson and what they're kind of focusing on to get him back to the player that we saw mostly 2 years ago, but at least sometimes last year when he was healthy?
It seems like he's still caught in between, what he wants to be, what he wants to do at the plate. He's an aggressive hitter. He's going to chase. That's what he did the last couple seasons. And he was still a pretty good hitter at the same time. And he's still chasing outside the strike zone. And he's probably seeing fewer strikes this year as pitchers have kind of figured out a sustainable game plan against him. And right now I think he's in his own head a little bit. This has come up, I know, over and over throughout the season. I think Tatis, said it on the record early in the season that they have a lot of hitting coaches. So, some of these guys maybe have too many voices in their head, or at least that's what that feels like to them. And I can't speak for Jackson personally. I'm not inside his head, but I know, he's tried to hone down his approach, try to maybe go back to who he was, not think so much, and just kind of, see a pitch and try to react instead of overthinking and saying, I'm going to try to walk here, or I'm going to try to be patient here. But you're still seeing at the plate, he's kind of maybe overthinking it a little bit. So, is he the player he was as a rookie? Maybe he was playing over his head a little bit, and I don't think he's definitely not this bad. I think in general, it's just a growing process for a young player. But I think the Padres' problem right now is he's the young player they're relying on, or they need to rely on, to bring some energy, because otherwise this is a pretty old lineup. And if you don't have a guy who's kind of sparking the lineup, you can't rely on Samad Taylor. He's a 27-year-old kind of journeyman. It's not fair to expect him to be that guy. And Jackson Merrill isn't that guy right now. They're kind of searching for that spark. So I think Jackson, he might have to go through another full season of this, or just go through the rest of the season like this, because it's really hard to, adjust your swing or your mindset in the middle of the season.
Dennis, really appreciate it. I think Woods might want to ask you another question, but he's got like a hairball or something.
Right? No, I'm not. I'm dying.
He's dying over here, just coughing over and over. So I'm going to let you go. We will talk to you again next Monday, but appreciate your contributions as always.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dennis.
And about Jackson Merrill, the athleticism is still there. He's stolen 17 bases this year. He's re-added that to his game. Obviously, he's robbed
Rob's home runs. Yeah.
Great center fielder. He's certainly got that ability. And when we see him hit the ball, he looks like he's going to be the all-star that he was his first year, but just goes through these long stretches where it's just like
searching.
He's swinging at pitches out of the zone, falling behind quickly. Like there was a quick 3-pitch at bat. I mean, too many of those where you're not even battling and competitive in the at bat. It's basically take strike, swing strike, gone. for Jackson Merrill. And even when like Manny was struggling, it felt like, okay, well, it'll get to 3-2 and then he'll swing at the slider outside and he'll battle a little bit. But with Jackson, there's like, it's quick at bats and he's just heading back to the dugout too often right now.
Yeah. And listen, man, there's a valid concern, I think, when a young player bursts onto the scene, gets the big contract. Then last year, obviously he's injured a lot, right? So you're like, oh, well, he's injured, right? This is what he is. But when the book gets out on a guy, they're going to exploit it until you can adjust. That's baseball. That's really every sport. Like, this guy can't run to his right. Okay, well, I'm going to force him left. That's every single sport. The great ones are able to make adjustments along the way. And you know, I'm not giving up on Jackson Merrill. Certainly, that guy's my center fielder. I feel really comfortable out there. If he does get on base to run the bases well, steal home runs, play great center field. But yeah, if you're in the 3-hole on a big league team with playoff aspirations, you got to hit.
I think they need to fire the center fielder coach.
That bet 100%.
Betta Woods from our remote Bill House studios. We know how. Final hour from Chicago coming up next with a Reindl Report and more on the Fan. Final hour, Ben and Woods. We're here the next 3 days, though, in Chicago, Illinois, broadcasting live from the Odyssey Chicago skyscraper. Here off of, what are we at? State Street? No, we're on Stetson Street in Chicago.
Stetson and
Wacker?
That's right. Wacker. Right here on Wacker.
Wacker Drive.
Wacker Drive. Hardly know her.
That's where our hotel is, on Wacker as well.
That's right. Of course it is.
But we walked up and down Michigan, which is known, at least on the north side of the river, as the Magnificent Mile.
Or
correct?
just the mile.
The Mag Mile?
Just mile.
Just the mile.
Yeah, just the mile.
All right.
Where are you going to be? I'll be down on the mile.
Down on the mile.
Gotta go shopping.
Here
on
in
the mile.
Chi-Town.
Here, no, don't say Chi-Town.
That'd be like calling it Dago. For us back in San Diego.
Dago Cycles. Come crank your hog with Chi-Town. Chi-Town hogs. On Wacker, by the way. Good.
You okay?
I'm good.
You've gotten everything cleared
I think
out.
so.
I just wanted to make sure that you're 100% before we move on.
There was something in there, a little
whatever
something.
it is.
I haven't eaten anything, so it's not food. I'm not snacking on pistachios. My new favorite snack, by the way. Got some yesterday at 7-Eleven. I like the pistachios. I've been eating a lot of them.
There is like pistachios have exploded.
They have exploded
lately. You see like the dry
trend.
chocolate, which has the pistachio in it, and there's pistachio like lattes at coffee shops.
Yeah.
Costco has all kinds of pistachio stuff. My son told me is that it's something to do with like California has an excess. They're growing pistachios.
Oh, okay.
We have like an excess. So if you like pistachios, I'm
a fan.
I'm a fan.
I can take or leave them. I'm okay with them. But
They're usually more overpriced than I feel like they should be.
Sure.
For a little bag of nuts, but it's like, that little bag at 7-Eleven is like $6.
Now, do you get the shell-less ones where you just eat the nut out of it?
I like the shells.
I like the shells
I kind of like the ones with the shells.
Suck on it. But then I was laying in bed last night and I wanted a snack. I was watching the Bear because I'm in Chicago, right? And I was getting in the mood for that hot, wet sandwich we're going to eat in 100-degree weather outside. Can't wait for that. And I had them and I was like, I need a bottle to like spit the seeds in. So it's kind of not a easy snack to have.
Yeah, you can't
have to
it's
work.
not sunflower seeds.
No.
Pistachio seeds are big. You can't just leave
Right.
them all over the place.
Right. I mean, you could. It's a hotel.
You really shouldn't.
But you shouldn't. So I needed like a spitter. But I really enjoy them. That's my new go-to snack, the pistachio.
Woods likes pistachios. For the rest of the headlines from the day, let's get to Paulie Reindl and today's Reindl Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
Hi, Paul. All right. 2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you? I'm good. How are you doing today? Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
Hey guys,
All right.
it's Paul here. It just lays me out.
Oh man, a couple of things before we get started here. First, good morning to Kyle. I don't know if we've actually
We said hi. We
good
did.
morning to him.
6:35.
Very early,
Yeah,
yes.
briefly said
Hi,
hello
Kyle.
to Kyle.
I've been texting with Kyle throughout the morning, and
Is he all right?
we're going. He's good. He's good. He's
Bored,
crushing it.
bored, silly.
Just all alone in that studio.
Now I was going to do this off the air, but I'll just do it on the air. Kyle asked, "Hey, so about the your report that you do at 9:00?"
Yeah.
Now Kyle's going to be filling in for me in 2 weeks. I will not. I'll be on vacation 2 Mondays from now. So I'm like here. Kyle's here working today, but I'm kind of here. I'm not going to be here in 2 weeks.
So this isn't
he
your vacation
asked-
right now.
This is not
Paulie.
vacation.
Okay, just
So
check.
Kyle asked, he goes, "Are the guys going to want me to do a report on that day?"
Yes.
All right, there you go. I said I would ask them.
Or you can preload 5 reports before you leave. All right, it's Paul here. It's like, here's the Reindl report
guys,
for when
it's
I'm
Paul
gone.
here.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
All right.
No, it's Kyle report.
The Kyle
Kyle's
report.
cuts, the Ovenshire outtakes. I don't know what we're going to call it. but
Kyle's cuts.
I'm trying to get some.
It's just the Kyle report.
Okay, fine.
I'll put in the Kyle. I'll do it like we did
All
for
right.
Ask.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll
just
have it all
jump it
set
in.
up for
All right.
Kyle. All right, let's get started here. Very strange story to kick things off here. Now, we've been debating all morning about whether or not we actually talked about this. We did talk about the story in Don't Do This last Friday.
Yeah.
And we were talking about ESPN NFL insider Matt Miller, who had a GoFundMe out, and he lost his arm in a tragic or in a horrible car accident.
Lost his arm. Ben thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard.
Yeah, Ben couldn't stop laughing.
And have his laugh drops for me right now. So.
We were talking about it though, and we were kind of the Don't Do This was on Adam Schefter, we thought, because we're like, there was a fake tweet going around that he only donated $100.
Yeah.
Turns out he actually donated like $1,000. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Later in the day, though, Friday and all throughout the weekend, more and more reports and people started chiming in about Matt Miller saying this guy is the biggest scam artist, con artist,
it's crazy,
grifter type person I've ever seen. People, I mean, if it was just one comment, one guy or whatever, you disregard
write it
it
off.
When it's like hundreds and hundreds of people, you're thinking,
Wait,
are they all lying?
Are they saying that he's faking losing his arm to get donations?
No.
He's saying he has a history
of
scamming
people for years.
Now running like fantasy football
this
leagues.
is real. He did really lose his arm.
He really did lose his arm.
Allegedly, he lost his arm.
I won't really get into like the crazier speculation about why he got in the accident. I think that's just wildly inappropriate.
Right, but
there's hundreds of people going. He would run like fantasy football leagues, and he would say it's for charity. So everybody puts in $500 at the beginning of the year. The winner maybe gets their money back.
Yeah,
and the rest goes to charity. And people were like, I had to DM him every day for like 6 months to get my money.
He just did a thing. Hey, I want to send a laptop to a service member and send me money if you want. And they're like, hey, can we see the laptop? He's like, oh, just DM me. But now again, doesn't mean you deserve to lose your arm, right? And you're of your own free will to donate or not donate to.
But if that's true, and he's been like scamming people for years, now the tables have turned and he's now asking for money again, but for his health.
People are.
So now the Don't Do This is on Adam Schefter for giving too much.
Now, yes, he should have just stuck with that original 100.
Dude, it was a gnarly story, man. I mean, over the weekend, there were also a lot of people saying he has harassed like teenagers online. Under pseudonym, fake accounts and stuff. Like people his kids knew or something.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I don't know if that's true or not.
Been verified, so I think you have to take it all with a grain of salt. But I do worry about so much fantasy football and like who is actually you have to trust your league commissioner that they're doing the right thing all the time, and there are bad actors out there who are skimming.
Well, this isn't your buddy. This is an ESPN personality. You think this is awesome?
I know for a fact that my fantasy baseball commissioner, I know him very well. He's one of my closest friends, but I know for a fact when he gets those fees earlier in the year, he spends them. I know he does.
And he's got to come up with it at the end. It's not holding them in an 6 months account all year.
By the way, I would do the same thing if I was a commissioner. Be like, I just got like $4,000, right? And then at the end, you're like, I got to pay somebody out too.
Dude, it was a wild weekend though with the Matt Miller stuff because like our boss Adam, he knows Matt Miller pretty well, and he was like, I was like, yeah, we've booked him before. I think in the past, like a long time ago when we actually had football guests,
right? Drafting now analysts,
right? Scouts. But I was like, yeah, he was always cool whenever we talked with him. But I guess you don't really know somebody. But I was texting with Adam, like, because Adam was like, I just can't believe it. He was such a nice guy. And I go, well, you don't really know somebody, I guess.
Sure. Yeah,
but also
scammers tend to appear to be nice guys. Otherwise, no one would. I hate that guy. I'm not going to send him my money.
It's one of those
on my left.
It had me thinking though. It's one of those things where like the court of public opinion is real, where whether or not he actually scammed anybody.
Well, people were posting
when
screenshots.
There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people saying you're a scammer. I think you're a scammer for like the rest of your career. It was gnarly. All right. We'll move on.
He has totally spent the fantasy baseball dues 100%. You spend them and you're like, I got to pay off later.
I'll probably win the league, so it won't matter.
That bit of like, nobody's going to be better than me. Crap. I spent like $2,000 and I got to come up with this money now.
This league.
I got big news here for story number 2. We'll keep it football related. We will go to Buffalo, where the Bills are getting ready to unveil Highmark Stadium, their brand new football stadium there in Western New York. And, the headline just reads, the Bills have decided that O.J. Simpson will not be honored at their new stadium amongst Bills legends.
I was worried.
We actually had to make a statement about this. Like they were going to put his Ring of Honor back up in a new stadium.
This is an
back up.
actual story on ESPN.com. It even has a real author and not just, pulled from Associated Press or whatever. But Bill's president of business operations said, "We have made an organizational decision that he is not fit to display inside our new stadium and family circle." He has currently been part of the Bills legends that they have.
Oh, so he was currently in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they had all that stuff there.
The
Maybe
old
they didn't
Bills
tear
stadium,
every single thing down, but they're not going to rebuild new O.J. Simpson.
So they,
icons throughout the stadium.
Yeah. They had, it was built in 1980, their Wall of Fame, and he was the first person inducted into the Wall of Fame. And so they've kept it there. It's been very heavily criticized over the years, like people saying, "Hey, can we take it down? Do we need it?" They've kept it, but they have decided for the new stadium, there will not be any shred of O.J. Simpson.
So when we got here, tour guide Woods in Chicago pointed out, and I thought this was fascinating.
This was cool.
The hotel that O.J. flew to right after murdering his wife.
Yeah, because remember,
and Ron Goldman,
allegedly,
the double murder, jumps in that limo. Limo driver takes him to LAX, gets on a flight to O'Hare, checks right into the hotel. It's right by the airport. He was there for an autograph convention or something, a meeting, and that's where he got the call from those Van Adder and the other guy that were like, "Hey, your wife's been murdered," and he's like, "Oh, no kidding!
I'll be there in the morning.
I'm in Chicago, right? Wild, man, wild. It creeps me out, like." But then the girl that's helping David with the trip, Colleen, goes, "You think they would just lean into it? Come stay at the hotel that OJ, just go all the way, be the OJ hotel." Yeah, the OJ Simpson suite. So pretty creepy stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Buffalo. That's smart.
It just made me kind of chuckle though when I saw the headline. I go, does
USC still celebrate him?
Like, were Bills fans saying, "Hey, make sure OJ's statue's there"?
No.
I mean, they don't even celebrate Reggie Bush because he took the house. I can't imagine that they'd still celebrate O.J. Simpson.
Wouldn't surprise me, but
all right. Thought you were going to keep talking so I could drink a little bit of water there. Finally, I got some bad news to wrap it up for you guys. I got bad news for you.
Okay, for me.
I got bad news for you.
Okay.
I got bad news for myself. Probably bad news for a decent amount of listeners. We'll probably have to deal with this a lot over the next couple of days. What is you're standing with a group of people, right? And somebody goes, "Hey, let's get a group picture."
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do as you're setting up and posing for your picture?
Find someone to take it?
No. You got
line up.
You're going to suck in your stomach.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Suck it in.
Suck it in, right?
Yeah. I
Suck
absolutely
it
do
in.
that. Yeah.
According to experts, sucking in your stomach is actually really bad for you. It can cause a chain reaction throughout your body. They call it, it's like ab gripping or hourglass syndrome. It says it's especially bad for women, but it also affects men as well. It can cause a whole bunch of issues. It can cause back, hip, even jaw or rib tension, issues with the pelvic floor. It can cause pain in your ribs and your chest, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But physical therapists and doctors are saying, it's not like do more crunches and build muscle there.
Bigger core.
They're just saying,
core.
Relax, release, let it go, just let it hang.
But then your
stop
gut
sucking it in.
Your picture.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can do is just lose a ton of weight.
Lose a ton of weight.
You don't have to suck in your stomach when you take a picture anymore.
They say, we know you want to look good in that picture, but in the end, sucking in your stomach is doing more harm than good.
I had no idea.
I didn't either.
Shocked. I've probably sucked in my stomach every single time I've taken a picture for the last 40 years.
Same. Yeah, bring it in.
Yeah, it says here, instead, they recommend learning to relax your abdominal muscles, improving your posture, and reminding yourself to stop holding in your stomach altogether. And I go,
I relax the abs all I when no one's looking. That's no problem with relaxing the abs.
Somebody's like, "Hey, let's grab a picture, a group photo." You're like,
I don't want to freak you out or anything, Ben, but your walk is bad.
I thought it was better yesterday.
No,
I was going to even ask
yesterday.
you.
No, I didn't want to tell you.
I was keeping my head up. I thought I was doing well.
You're swinging. The arms were going.
Your arms swing too when you walk.
Not like that. We've gone through this. Just keep it.
I thought I was doing better.
Keep it top of mind. We're going to be around a lot of listeners.
I was going to say, is
we
it
were
my
walking
walk
down
doing
Michigan
better?
Avenue. Like, oh, he's back.
I thought it was better.
It's back. Like a
Bummer.
Neanderthal.
Well, yeah, we're all related, so that's fine.
I'll help you this week if it's all right. If I give you some pointers. Okay.
All right. No,
It's okay.
no
You just ruined his
basketball
day.
headlines. Paulie and the Reindl Report.
No basketball headlines.
Kawhi Leonard is potentially being reported as shopped around, and actually the Clippers are talking about trading him back to Toronto,
where he
Thought
won
that
a
was
title.
interesting.
Send him back to the Toronto Raptors.
There's your basketball headline.
Hasn't gone great for him.
Did you see that the Golden State Warriors? I saw Steve Kerr last week. He went to the Padres game. He was on the big screen at the Padres game. The Warriors are trying to sign LeBron and trade for AD. Apparently, that's the report, that the Warriors would like to sign LeBron as a free agent and trade for Anthony Davis. Jimmy
LeBron,
Butler for
AD,
Anthony Davis.
LeBron, AD,
put together like the oldest,
Curry,
Draymond,
Draymond,
Curry and Draymond, and just create like the old folks team and see if we can. Let's see if an old team can get it all done.
Remember 10 years ago, it was the Warriors and the Cavs every year, like 3 straight years in the NBA Finals meeting up. And 10 years later, now they're just going to combine those two
them together
into a very old super team.
Imagine managing that load for those guys. Holy cow. Thank you, Paulie and Ben.
It seems far-fetched, but it's the top headline right now on ESPN.com. Sources, Warriors eyeing LeBron, AD reunion. They don't have either of those players.
That's so weird.
Crazy. We also had a golf tournament wrap up this morning. If you are a golf fan, there was a playoff after the rain yesterday between Scotty Scheffler and Victor Hovland at the Travelers Championship. Victor Hovland wins with a birdie on the first playoff hole. Scotty missed his 2-foot, 4-inch putt that would have sent it to a second hole. He hasn't won since the very first tournament of the year, but he finishes like second all the time. He would still be leading the money list even without that win, because he finishes at the top, but he's just not winning all this year. No majors, obviously, for Scotty Scheffler. And then Wimbledon is underway this morning. Number 1 seed Jannik Sinner needed 5 sets to win his first round match. Serena Williams makes her return tomorrow in her first, I think, 3-4 years since she's played. Will be in the singles draw at Wimbledon tomorrow.
It's
so
just
both of those underway.
Sports whip around here.
Just thought I'd throw in things that Paulie didn't have in his Reindl Report.
I didn't know I had to run everything by you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
for real. Let's just get.
Ben, you know how I like to back them back to back, because the MLB Reacharound is coming up next.
That's true.
So we'll go around the rest of Major League Baseball.
That was like a reach around warm up.
It was all coming up next with Bennett Woods here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. And if you don't want to have to hold your gut in when you're taking pictures because, well, it's bad for you, then maybe you need to go to sdfatloss.com and sign up for the weight loss program that helped me lose 40 pounds in 60 days and keep the weight off now for 3 years. Maybe not enough that I can feel like I don't have to suck it in anymore, but maybe you'll get to that point. Hey, you can lose weight fast. 1 pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in 2 months just by eating real foods from the grocery store. The biggest thing for me about the program is that I did not have to buy any prepackaged meals like microwavable stuff, no bars, no shakes, just real food. You can make it yourself, take it to work, eat it at home. I did it for 2 months and I thrived. And now I have kept the weight off for 3 years without the injections that are expensive and ongoing and can cost you muscle and metabolism. No exercise necessary either. Just set up your free consultation right now by going to sdfatloss.com. Learn how the program will work for you and take $200 off. Their summer special ongoing for our fan listeners. Just go to sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
You going to tell everybody about your pants dilemma that we just went through in here for like 5 minutes?
We've got like a between the show and we're going to go to Wrigley Field pregame today.
Yeah.
There's going to be like two.
Like, I can't believe this conversation took the entire commercial.
I can't
hours.
either.
It was like, but I want to change because it's hot and I'm wearing pants now.
So you can't.
But I don't want to wear shorts to the Wrigley Field press box. I need to wear pants.
No,
so
you can't do it.
So I just had to leave the pants on the whole time.
So let me go ahead and forewarn Padres fans, right? We're going down early. We're not going to stay for the game in the press box. But you can't wear gear when you're on the field, right? If you're a member of the press, which we are. We won't be in Padres gear. Please don't flip out. It's regulations, right? So we're going to be in normal clothes, but we have to wear
certainly decorum, if not like
decorum,
explicitly written out somewhere. It's
for sure.
You don't want to walk into Wrigley and look like a moron.
If you're wearing team gear and then going down into the team clubhouse with a media credential.
Especially like we don't know where we're going. Right, Jersey. Like, hey, where's the field? We want to get on the field.
They're like, oh boy. All right. So anyway, we have a little. We're going to go eat. After this, get a bite to eat for lunch, go back to the room. You got probably a couple of hours to chill. You're like, but then I have to change again. I don't want to change again for dinner and have to take my pants. I don't want to change into shorts and change back into pants. And I said, why don't you just take your pants off and sit in your room? You don't have to sit by your door with your pants on and your shoes tied.
That's fair. Fair.
Looking at his watch.
There is when it's this hot and sticky.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how many times do you change clothes during the day? Well, I'm just not used to it in San Diego.
I'm not either.
No, I've planned for like at least two, maybe 3 changes a day.
Yes.
Multiple showers each day.
And like, I feel bad because I lived here. So if Paulie was like, man, I want to go down and walk, I'd be like, go ahead, enjoy yourself. I'll be in the nice, cool room. In my underwear, not in my full pants for dinner.
But I want to see, like Paulie, I want to see Chicago, but I also don't want to melt. So it's
a real
dilemma. It is the dilemma.
Yeah, you don't want to burn yourself out.
All right, before we do anything else, let's wrap up the baseball weekend. It is time for our MLB Reacharound. Reacharound.
They're doing the
Reacharound.
Everybody's doing the
Reacharound. Arizona Diamondbacks are struggling. They were swept over the weekend by the Tampa Bay Rays. 5-1 was yesterday's final. Dennis Rasmussen has been pitching well. The Diamondbacks have fallen below 500 now, so they continue to drop out of still in the wild card race, but certainly near the bottom. Meanwhile, the Giants have been playing better lately, but they're still, I don't know, like 12 or 13 games under 500. They beat the Braves 3-2 and won the series against Atlanta thanks to 8 innings and 1 unearned run from Robbie Ray, whose name has popped up as one of the top potential trade pitching targets.
Yes.
That could be available at the deadline. Now, the Giants have said they're not trading Logan Webb.
Right.
But, the A's said they're not trading Mason Miller either. You can always try to change a GM's mind.
Sure.
But Robbie Ray and just about every other Giant is apparently going to be on the market unless they go on some, 15-game winning streak here.
And you just wonder, man. You wonder what team would be interested in a Matt Chapman. I saw some Giant fans again, and I know Luis is having a much, much better season than he did, when he was here, Ben, and he was concussed and in the 2-hole all year long. His OPS was OPS plus numbers were way down. They've gotten better. I mean, his OPS is like 130 now, but they're thinking they're going to get multiple top prospects for him. That's not going to happen.
Rafael Devers has gotten hot. I don't know that anyone's going to still take that on. I'm sure the Giants would love to maybe
in a heartbeat they would
rid themselves of Rafi Devers.
Yep,
is there a team that is going to be desperate enough to take on most of that salary because they see some production lately from Devers?
I think they're going to have to eat if they want to get rid of him. If they think it's not a fit, and we made a mistake. They're going to have to eat a good portion of it because everyone knows.
Will call AJ Preller.
Everyone knows.
This is year 2.
Year and a half.
It's not even a year yet, isn't it?
It's about a year. It's about a year.
Good. When he was traded about a year ago.
A year ago. But if they want to get rid of him, they're going to have to eat a ton. And everybody knows why you're looking to get rid of him, right? So
it's no leverage.
There's no leverage whatsoever.
The Twins beat the Rockies 3-2. Minnesota takes that series thanks to a go-ahead home run in the 7th inning by Ryan Kreidler. The Cubs, who, as Judson told us earlier, they have been playing better baseball, but they're sneaking out some wins. Like they beat the Brewers 4-3 in 10 innings yesterday. They only had 4 hits in the whole game, and 2 of them came in the 10th when they scored 3 of their 4 runs. So they got 2 hit the entire game, managed to get them to extra innings, and they pulled out that win. So Cubs are finding ways to win right now.
Did you say Dennis Rasmussen? You meant, I think it's Drew, isn't it?
Drew Rasmussen. Dennis Rasmussen was the old Padres.
Yes,
the old
correct.
Old Padre I used to watch way back in the day. Yeah, Drew Rasmussen. Thank you. Good correction. Phillies beat the Mets 5-4. Kyle Schwarber. Just like Fernando Tatis Jr., his home run total starts with a 3 now. He had a 2-run home run.
They're the exact same player.
He just has another digit behind his. It's a 0.
27 more.
30. They win the series over the Mets with a 5-4 victory. Cardinals topped the Marlins 2-1 to avoid a sweep. Both of those teams are, I think, tied with the Padres in the wild card race, a half a game out. 2-run home run by Brian Torrens in the 2nd inning there. All the offense for St. Louis. Nationals over the Orioles 6-4. Luis Garcia Jr., big game. 3 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 ribbies as the Washington Nationals win the series of rivals that are near each other. Pirates over the Reds 9-4. That was to avoid a sweep for Pittsburgh.
Gosh, they got to get it.
Ryan O'Hearn, 2 more home runs. He's got 13 now, and he was injured for like a month.
Yeah.
And still has 13 home runs this year.
Been a nice pickup for them. Nice that they're putting him in the lineup to play every day.
Royals beat the White Sox 5-4 to avoid the sweep. The funny game was on Friday. Remember, Chicago won 22-1 to open that series against the Royals. But with the loss, they fall back into a first-place tie with the Guardians, who beat the Mariners 6-5, 5-run 8th inning. Comeback win for the Guardians to win the series. Astros over the Tigers 7-5. Christian Walker hit a 3-run home run in the 10th, his 19th of the season. Astros take 3 of 4 from Detroit. Rangers top the Blue Jays 3-2. It's actually a mop. Texas mopped Toronto on a wild pitch in the 9th. And guess what? Skip Schumacher's team is now in first place in the AL West with a 500 record.
It's incredible.
Very balanced division. Toronto, meanwhile, falls 6 games under 500 and could have 10 All-Stars if voting goes their way, despite being 6 games under 500.
Makes perfect
to start
sense.
the season. Angels used a second-inning grand slam by Josh Lowe to beat the A's 4-1. And the Red Sox did end up mopping the Yankees with a 5-4 win. Paulie and I were watching that on the rooftop last night. Red Sox had a no-hit bid from Sonny Gray. They lost that, and then in the 9th, they gave up the 2 runs, and it was tied, so they went to extra innings.
in the horrible fashion.
And then in the 10th, the Red Sox kicked the ball all over the yard. The Yankees scored twice to take a 4-2 lead, and that's when I left, and I didn't watch the end, and I woke up this morning, and Boston had scored 3 in the 10th to walk it off and take their 4th straight from the Yankees to win the series.
That's great. I mean, the Red Sox are as bad as it gets right now and just swept the first place Yankees.
Right, 4 in a row.
You just never know how and when your season could turn. It's good advice for all of us. But it reiterates the fact, man, how lucky are we to be 4 games over 500 right now? It really doesn't seem possible with what the Padres have run out there offensively and with starting pitching, man. It's crazy. You don't want to get on here and say, they're fine. They're fine. They're going to be good. The guys, they're 4 games over 500. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a minor miracle that they're 4 games over 500 right now.
You're not
minor,
wrong.
Right?
You're not wrong.
But I don't feel like Judd was talking about earlier, the prescribed loss, or Craig was talking about the prescribed losses. That's what you feel. 23, I would tell our audience, guys, shut up. You sound ridiculous. They're going to be insanely good. They just haven't clicked yet. I don't feel that way about this team yet. They could figure it out, or they could absolutely fall off the cliff.
Hitting
feels
lately.
better.
We've seen lots of extra base hits lately. That makes a huge difference for the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
But it's coinciding with the starting pitching showing more and more cracks.
Correct.
It'll be interesting to see if they're what the record looks like a week from today.
Yeah. And then next week we'll go. It's going to be interesting to see what their record looks like a week from today.
And after that, we'll be like,
it's going to be
we're getting real close to the trade deadline. It'll be interesting to see what their record looks like.
I do feel like you're right. We're going to keep doing
we're
this until the trade deadline.
That's exactly.
But they're
right.
not.
They're not out of it.
But they're not also making a move.
We've already done they're 13 games above 500.
That's right.
They're still 11 games above 500.
Guys, they're 9 games above 500.
They're still 2 games above 500.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. This 3-game set against the Cubbies, and then
4 against the Dodgers.
Back to LA. What a tough couple of weeks.
And then
We'll
you don't face them again until like the last week of the season.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what they're made
of. All right, let's take our final timeout. When we come back, get an update on one of our favorite Padres and how he's doing. Coming up next with Bennett Woods, broadcasting live from our remote Bill House studios. We know how in Chicago on 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, Benny, business does not stop just because we're on the road, and it certainly doesn't stop for any of our tier ones out there who are business owners. Maybe you're the CFO of a company. Maybe you're the HR manager. Wanted to let you know, told you before, about Super Sure Insurance, one super agency. They will take such good care of you when you call. It's all of your policies in one place. And again, if your company's got more than 25 employees, CFO, HR manager, it can be too complex to just buy a policy online. They don't make it easy for you at other places. Super Sure does. They've got year-round support for you and your team. So check them out at supersure.com. You can access tools like the fine print facts, which, speaks for itself, but it translates your current policy into plain English. You can see what's covered and what's not. Very, very important to know that information, plus the business value calculator. You can estimate what your business is worth, so you know what actually needs protecting. Supersure.com is one super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. It's supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Super Sure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Final segment of Ben and Woods on a Monday. We are live at our Odyssey Chicago studios, getting ready for a Padres 3-game series against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Do not expect we will see Jake Cronenworth on this current road trip, but our friend Jake did return to his rehab assignment this weekend in El Paso, and on this very first at-bat, this very first game on Friday, crushed a home run, 107.5 exit velocity, 413 feet for Jake. Went 2 for 4 that day with a double as well. Played second base. Then on Saturday, he was the designated hitter, went 1 for 4 with a single. Yesterday, 0 for 4 with a strikeout, but played shortstop and first base during the game.
Boy, I know that first one felt good.
No doubt, man. First swing back and just champing at the bit to get back at it. Yeah, man, I think he's going to be a valuable piece for this team. He wasn't hitting that well before he got concussed, but he's bottom of the lineup guy. Guys, he's going to work ABs, drive pitch counts up. He's valuable at 3 or 4 different positions in the infield. Like, that's a valuable player.
Absolutely. And I know the Padres are going to be careful and not rush him back, but if he's showing that he can play every day, he's got the ability to hit at 107.5 is fantastic. Perhaps we could see Jake Cronenworth sooner rather than later.
Hope so. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the Padres lineup needs Jake Cronenworth. I get that he was not good offensively at the start of the season, but give him his regular at-bats. He's going to take good at-bats. He's going to work the count. He's going to take his walks, get hit occasionally, get on base. And, when he gets into the Crone zone, as Don likes to say, and starts driving the ball and pulling it, he can give you a couple extra base hits as well. I mean,
he makes that play Will Wagner booted in his sleep, on roller skates for sure.
So does Tatis.
Yeah, so does Tatis.
It's weird. Like, I don't know about Tatis at second. And then you're wishing, I wish Tatis was at second.
Yeah, Campy too will be hopefully a big lift to this team. It looks like a different ball club when those two guys are on it.
Pitching matchups for the upcoming series. As we mentioned, Griffin Canning is going to get the start today. Shota Imanaga is going to go. Saw him a couple of times last year, including in the playoffs. Can be tough on the Padres, as we know. Then tomorrow, the Padres are going to go with who's tomorrow's pitcher? Hang on.
Tomorrow's JP Sears.
JP Sears, that's right, is going to go, I think, against Matthew Boyd. And then Wednesday, Walker Buehler against old friend Colin Ray. Which I think that matchup probably happened a few times when Walker Buehler was on the Dodgers and Colin Ray was on the Padres. And I bet it didn't go so well for the Padres back then.
It's my guess, certainly. Matthew Boyd, a lefty also?
I believe lefty. So,
All right. Got to get some, he's lefty. Got to get some work done. It's a series you feel like you can win. It does.
Cubs did go with a bullpen game yesterday and had to pitch 10 innings. They had a bulk guy, the former Philly, Reese something. He pitched like 4 1/3, so it wasn't like they had just all their bullpen guys weren't shot, but they did use a bunch of arms yesterday in the game. Meanwhile, Mason Miller didn't appear in the entire Dodgers series, win or losses.
Brutal.
As the games were not close at the end, except for yesterday, but they were down, and probably, the wise decision by Craig Stammen not to just use a meaningless inning there for Mason Miller at the end of the ninth.
Yeah, you're going to need him over these next 2 weeks a lot. And now with the All-Star break coming up, he will probably be the lone representative. He will
almost certainly be the lone representative.
Yeah, almost certainly be the lone representative. So he will go to the All-Star game.
Our boy Dennis Lynn, I haven't read the story yet, but he wrote a piece, and with it he says, in an often ugly season, the Padres' most valuable players have been Mason Miller and Adrian Morejon.
Sure.
For the first time in the pitch tracking era, baseball's hardest throwing right-hander and hardest throwing left-hander are members of the same bullpen.
I could see.
I assume that means relief pitcher.
I mean, if the manager really, and the team really wants to win, I could see Adrian Morejon not being a terrible all-star selection.
Yeah.
If they wanted like a great setup man, left-handed setup man, and
certainly
make the National League team better. His ERA looks a little not all-star like because of those early runs. He did. He went last year. He's been an all-star before, so it wouldn't be out of the question that they could pick another bullpen member, and I think Adrian Morejon would be the guy if they did.
Well, I'm sure they're going to Dave Roberts will try to woo him to L.A. He's going to be a free agent after this season, so I'm sure there's some wooing involved.
They already spent big money on Tanner Scott, and then on
the cockfighter
Diaz.
Yeah, who's he's injured, but has the cockfighting thing been swept under the rug?
I haven't heard much about
About
the
the cockfighting.
Will they spend big money on another free agent reliever in the offseason again?
Why wouldn't they?
That's a good point.
I mean, they've got money to burn.
And they've burned a lot of it.
They have burned a lot of it.
Honestly,
it doesn't hurt them.
You look at that Dodgers team and you realize how much they have sitting on the injured list.
Yeah, Don wouldn't stop talking about it all weekend. It was great. Boy, these guys are ravaged by injury, but they're still winning. But here, take a look at this graphic showing how much money they've got on the IL, but I can't believe they're still winning. It's like, we got some guys injured too. We've got a little MASH unit going on here in San Diego. Got guys playing hurt right now, and Samad Taylor potentially. I hope that's not a lingering.
I mean, just in pitching alone with Musgrove, Pivetta, and Darvish, that's like over $50 million on the injured list in starting pitching right there.
No doubt.
So it's not nothing. It's not, not the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are just going to do everything bigger. They're going to be injured bigger.
Yes.
Spend more money. Everything's just going to be bigger for the Dodgers.
Yeah. Listen, I know Don's got to read what they tell him to read, but I was like, hey, can we not do the sympathy tour for 3 games in a row about how banged up the Dodgers are? Half of it's made up anyway.
You're going to get that for the Cubs today too.
Yeah.
They're going to have the same sympathy tour.
But I think these guys are really hurt. Not just we're saving them for September and October.
I wonder,
like Blake Snell could pitch today. Tyler Glasnow could pitch today. He's got he's had like a sore neck for 2 months. These guys could pitch. They're just choosing not to pitch them, which I think is actually really smart.
If you're a Cubs fan,
but the Cubs are really hurt.
Are you wishing they still had signed Kyle Tucker, or are you feeling like you dodged a bullet because he's only hitting .239 with 7 home runs for the Dodgers and making over $60 million a year to do it?
I mean, you signed Alex Bregman instead, and that's not going superbly. So I think, I'd heard things about Kyle Tucker at fantasy camp from somebody that knows somebody that managed him and said, I wouldn't sign this guy for $1. This guy does not like playing baseball. Alex Bregman likes playing baseball. I think he's just struggling. Manny Machado likes playing baseball. I think he's just struggling. Kyle Tucker, I don't know. They always run that risk of spending all that money. But again, it's something they can absorb. It's a 3-year deal? 3-year deal. Not an 8-year deal.
How much
not
does
a 10-year
it matter
deal.
that you like playing baseball? I didn't get the sense that Mookie Betts' baseball is his biggest priority either, but they win World Series with those guys like that. It doesn't seem to make a difference.
I think they can win with Kyle Tucker. They've proven that they can.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important if you're going to give a guy a lot of money that he actually likes what he's doing.
Ultimately, what I'm saying is that talent is more important than passion.
Sure.
Passion's great, but you have passion for baseball.
Right.
If I can instill Woods' passion for baseball in someone else, that would be great.
Thought about that many times.
Your passion for baseball is not going to get you very far.
No, it's not. Maybe up to the 45-plus leagues now. 35 seems to be a little bit challenging for me.
And even you didn't know the infield fly rule. If it goes foul, it's foul. And you're passionate about baseball.
Super passionate about baseball.
So, careful what you wish for. Spending money doesn't always work out. As we've seen in San Diego, Cubs are seeing with Alex Bregman, it doesn't always just magically cure everything that ails your baseball team.
Season's not over,
Mets
though.
certainly have learned that lesson.
Season's not over for any of those guys. Manny, Bregman, Mookie. It's not over for any of those guys. They're all good players.
I'm for the first time all year. I'm excited when Manny comes up now.
Yes.
You
feel a little bit better.
Week or so, I'm like excited.
What's he at now? 12?
15.
15. He's halfway to 30, and Padres just hit the halfway mark of the season on Saturday. So literally, he's on pace for his 30 home runs on the back of the baseball card.
And he hasn't even really gotten hot like he's capable of.
No. Now, the average will never climb to where it normally is because it was so bad, but Manny could end up having a decent season
year.
by the end of the year. Not, Manny Machado all-star like, but not a bad season. It's been a few weeks. Tatis, still fairly excited when he comes to the plate. He hits the ball so hard, and I think that's got to be gone. And it's just, I don't know, it's the top spin or
they said he's at peace with
center.
It. He's at peace with it. He's trying to get hits. He's trying to help the team win. He looked a little banged up to me yesterday, to be honest. When he was running down to first,
the hit by pitch.
Before that too, when he was running down to first, it looks like there's maybe something not right with him. He usually busts it down the line. He does. He's fast as hell. He did not look right. He doesn't do that. He doesn't take his time getting down the line on a slow hopper to the infield. And he did yesterday. And I wonder if he's hurt.
Craig Stammen's going to have to, he did give Tatis that day off last weekend, but I don't, with 14 more games and no days off until the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Manny's going to probably need a day off. Xander's probably going to need a day off.
Well,
Jackson might even need a day off at this point.
Win the first 2 games of a series, and then you can afford to do that. At that point, win these first 2 games and then give them the next day off.
We can't give them all the same day off, but start someone on Wednesday. Yeah, that would be nice.
You got to win some series.
The recipe has been Padres get bodied today, come back and win tomorrow, and then we're gonna have a rubber match, and
everybody's got to play.
We're gonna need everybody, all hands on deck on Wednesday, like just once. Yeah, you're right. Can we just win the first 2 games of a series
and then
relax a little bit?
You can give 2 guys a day off if you have to after you win a series. And they're going to need it. Guys are going to need a break. It's a long. Think about it, man. When they finished up that game yesterday, long flight here. It's going to be 100 degrees on the field the next couple of days. It's going to be draining. Then you go right to LA, and that brutal juggernaut of a lineup and pitching, pitchers that you got to go through. It's check it up, dude. Everyone take a look because it's about to get nasty.
Last week, 6 games ago, I said next 13 look really brutal.
Right.
They can go 6 and 7. They'll still be a game above 500. They then won the first 4, and I started thinking,
wow,
2 and 7. I would not be that happy.
How about 9 and 4?
But then, of course, they lose their next 2. So now they're 4 and 2 through the stretch of 13 games.
7 to go.
Then I was looking for 6 and 7. I would still really like it to be better now than 6 and 7 after you won the first 4. But these are not going to be easy games. This is a tough road trip this week. No days off, 7 straight, and it starts, in the heat and humidity that we're about to face when we go back outside.
Yes, when we walk out the door.
We're going to melt on the walk back to the hotel, but we will be back with you tomorrow at 6 a.m., 6 to 10 a.m.
85 right now.
That's not bad.
Continue to broadcast live. We will be joined by many Tier 1s later this afternoon. We will welcome them, have dinner, and then we'll all be at the ball game tomorrow night for the Padres and the Cubs from Wrigley Field. So that should be a lot of fun. As Wood said, if you're going to the game tomorrow, 4th inning, we're going to try to do some sort of meetup.
We'll scout it out
somewhere behind home plate, and we'll tell you about it on the program.
I can't believe
tomorrow.
it. Like, I have been a baseball fan my entire life, and I'm going to Wrigley Field today for the very first time. That's like
incredible.
It's an altar. I cannot wait.
All right, thanks to Kyle back in our studio, sitting there alone. It's not the easiest job.
Thank you,
Kyle. For Paulie Reindl, Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Braden and Frank coming up next with Bennett Woods from Chicago on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.